The Supernatural Dogshit podcast is controversial and confrontational and may cause offense to some. Listener discretion is advised.
Good evening, one. Good evening, all, and welcome to the Supernatural Dogshit podcast live for this Tuesday evening. Hi, all.
Hiya.
Yo.
Hello.
We can all say hi. Nathan can't say. Nathan, scream hi.
Hello.
Yeah, we can all hear you there. So we have a very special guest in studio tonight.
Special guest.
We have a friend of ours who's Rebakka, and the reason why we have Rebakka on tonight is because a couple of weeks ago we were talking about abortion, and Rebakka heard some opinions that were coming that were going out over air, not from me, from a third party, and she was very upset with those opinions, literally walking around the room fuming. Isn't that what you said?
Oh, yeah.
Literally shaking.
Literally, yeah.
Come a bit closer to that mic. Get down on it.
Yeah.
Pacing around the room.
You were angry, you said.
I was a bit upset. I was a bit put out.
Was it something I said?
It was not something you said, Richie, surprisingly enough.
Surprisingly enough.
Surprisingly, very surprisingly.
So, is it okay to explain to people your current condition?
Absolutely, yeah. Go ahead.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
How many months left?
I'm halfway there, 20 weeks this week.
And do you know if it's a boy or a girl?
It is a boy.
Oh.
And you already have a kid.
I have one girl, yeah.
So, a gentleman's family. You're
Yes,
happy with that?
Yes.
A boy
A
and a
nuclear
girl.
family.
Are you looking forward to it?
I am, yeah, very excited.
Okay, because you and I had a little bit of a personal conversation a couple of days ago.
We did, yeah.
And it's like an alien being inside me, and that's what I always thought, that when a woman's pregnant, it's kind of like icky, like ugh, get it out.
It is. It's weird, like, and it's probably not something.
Guys, before we get into that,
Yeah.
would we like to hear from our sponsor,
No,
socialpure.xyz,
not
and
yet.
to text and WhatsApp
Not
us on
yet,
085
not-
2727212.
No.
Not-
We haven't reached that point. We
Yeah.
are doing our introductions.
Yes.
now, so.
Yeah. So what I'm doing is introducing the lady first, because I'm old-fashioned like that. Chivalry, my man. Chivalry,
Chivalry
for
is
fuck's sake.
Dead.
Aiden is a gentleman.
I am
Yeah,
a gentleman.
and Richard isn't.
Now, in fairness, if anybody who's listening who knows me, they're going to instantly know Rebecca's a liar.
Rebecca said that with her fingers crossed.
Or she doesn't know you well enough.
So, as usual in studio with me, whoa, this happens every week.
Is Audacity running?
Audacity is running, my friend.
Okay, that's all I
I
need
went
to know.
through the checklist. Everything is fine.
That's fine then. Okay.
So, in studio with me, as usual, we have Mr. Nathan Impregnator Lynham.
Sorry, I had to rob Richie's mic, but thank you.
No problem at all. We have Ed. I'm sticking with it, Ed. Dark Soul Harris.
All right.
And we have Richie.
Yeah.
Richie.
The spare.
And we have Rebecca.
Yay.
Who has Rebecca, I know they say that women have a glowing look about them when they're pregnant, but I have to say genuinely, when my ex, she just was a bitch through her pregnancy and she'd never look fucking happy, but you
Maybe that's 'cause she
genuinely
was
look
with
happy.
you.
Oh,
say that was a lot of it, yeah.
100%. Here's a question I'm going to throw around to the room before we start.
Go.
So, you've had kids.
I didn't. My wife
Well,
did.
you took part.
My partaking was probably the shortest part of all that.
Mr. Lynham, you can just shout yay or nay. Kids.
I witnessed a C-section.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okie dokie.
Pretty crazy stuff.
And Mr. Harris.
Yep.
Kids. So, how soon after the pregnancy were you begging for sex?
Oh,
Instantly,
That's what I did.
right?
And it was the whole case of literally my ex, she split from her V to her A.
Yes.
No.
And it was a case of, when is that going to be healed? Can you know,
Yeah.
when do you not love me anymore? I want to have sex. That type of usual crap.
Yeah.
So how soon was it for you, Richie?
2 weeks.
Is that the normal time for
Because we were
healing?
banging
2 weeks.
right up until drop day, like.
2
that's
weeks
the
until you
best.
wanted it, and 2 weeks until you did it.
All 2 weeks till we did it.
Oh,
She
during
didn't dare.
delivery he wanted it.
Yeah.
Did you get to look
He's
down?
weird like that, though.
I'm weird.
Did you look down?
Not in the natural delivery, and I seen way too much in the C-section.
Okay, so but in the natural delivery, was it the crowning when they told you to look down?
No, they told me to look down after the head had popped out, and I just went.
they told me
Sucked
not
back
to
in?
look.
No, it just went out.
Oh, because what I saw was just the top of the crown
Oh, no.
coming out. And I promise you, I said this in front of the doctors and the nurses. I said, it looks like a horse winking at me. Nobody found it funny on the day.
No, I don't
No,
imagine they would.
it's not the place for that sort of humour.
No, it ain't, is it?
No.
Well, I mean, or is it? Because it's a tense situation. It should be a good situation.
It's a tense situation for you.
You have to have the mother's interests at heart. You don't want to be stressing her out any more than she is. For fuck's sake, she's
Yeah,
pushing a
but-
baby out.
But surely that's it's lighting the humour.
I don't know.
No, it's a pretty intense moment, man. You should have just shut the fuck up and
I
sat
wasn't-
back down.
No, I have to say I wasn't tense whatsoever, and neither was my ex. In fairness, she had 2 amazing births.
Yeah, we'd one amazing birth and one like, oh my god.
Well, she had what's that called? The epidural twice. Plus she had the gas as well. And she said is it easy peasy? She said genuinely it was just push, baby born, happy days.
They're the people that I hate.
Yeah.
But
These women who glow during pregnancy and
Just haven't
but
eaten.
you're
wonderful.
glowing. You're glowing.
And maybe on the outside.
Right, lads. There's 4 lads on the room here. Do you not think Rebecca looks very happy and content?
No, I know Rebecca.
Rebecca's wearing her fluffy
She's
socks
happy and content when she's got a lock of
Dude,
drink in her. And
sometimes you're smart. Other times you are fucking dumb.
yeah.
Was it just supposed to be a compliment? She could have been hanging together over there, and you were supposed to say, "You look amazing."
No, Rebecca knows me, and I know Rebecca. I don't bullshit or
You're a-
sugarcoat anything for her.
You're a pig.
I am a pig.
And Rebecca, you look fantastic.
I know Richie a long, long time now, and he told me about, was it 9 months ago, 10 months ago, that he had only just started to like me.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
What?
How long do I know you? And I'm only just starting to like you now as well.
Fuck you, Richie Quinlan.
he still doesn't like me, you know. I've known him half
Fuck
my
you,
life.
Richie
Oh, I
Quinlan.
still me and him hate each other, but we just have this kind of weird platonic
I
attraction.
genuinely thought that we were like bosom buddies for, all these years.
Oh, we are, but it's me.
Yeah, you're a bit of a dick.
I'm just weird.
You're an arsehole, I believe. An arsehole with a good heart. You're one of those confusing people.
I am.
What are you pointing at me for, Mr. Lynham?
Oh, he's agreeing.
What, an arsehole with a good heart? No, I'm just an arsehole.
And his heart is terrible. He's dying.
Exactly, I'm dying, so who gives a shit? So, we should start off with a message from our sponsor. We let Nathan do his linky things and all that social media crap.
Would you like to do so? Whoa.
Well,
Don't do
it's
social
there
cure
now,
to XYZ first?
No, I'll
No.
let you do the
All
next.
right. Well, definitely give us a shout on Facebook. As I keep saying, share is most important to us. We need shares, as many shares as we can on Facebook. We're on Instagram, we're on Spotify and Podbean. Supernaturaldogshit.com is a lovely, beautiful website that Mr. Doyle went through a lot of effort to make. You have to say,
I'm a web developer. That's what I do.
I got a text during the week saying I went on your website and it was actually really nice. So
People, isn't it amazing when people don't expect good things from me? I'm looking at them
I
going,
didn't.
Yeah.
Like, I was surprised too, being honest, yeah.
isn't it nice?
Oh, did you-
The first time I went on the website, I was surprised.
Were you?
Yeah, I was surprised and impressed.
Like the way
Oh, thank you.
the way the supernatural dog shit floats around when you move the mouse.
yeah,
Very
but
cool.
Did
Yeah.
you know it was me who designed it?
When I saw it, I assumed.
Okay, but
'Cause
you did know I was a web
Yeah,
developer.
yeah, I did. But I was still impressed with the quality of your work.
And then one last thing on the social media. We're eventually going to move the show all off Facebook onto YouTube.
But
So
the links
go-
will be on Facebook.
So go and subscribe to our YouTube channel.
Yes,
Very
please do.
important.
Yes.
And Richie's going to do some social cure to XYZ.
Do you know who else is a web developer?
Who?
Spiders.
And we're off. The fucking weird headlines from around the world haven't been done yet, and the puns are just in already.
Nathan doesn't have a mic. I have to pun it out. Yes, socialcure.xyz, all your social media in one handy little QR code. If you have any online media that you want to consolidate, go on socialcure.xyz. Follow the handy step-by-step guide and use their website to generate QR codes for all your social media content.
Fantabulous, and we have a lot to get through to tonight.
Yes, we do.
So much to get through. We are going to ask. Whoa. Oh, yeah. Sorry, Nathan's holding up his hand as if we should be giving out the phone number. If you want to text the show or WhatsApp us, you can get in touch with us on 085.
2727212.
That number again is
085 2727212.
Please do text in because it makes an interesting night. Because if it's just us,
Especially when Nathan actually checks the texts.
Yeah.
do you know how many complaints I've got?
Yeah, me too.
Shout out, by the way, to Monica Lingy, one of our biggest fans, who is
Hey.
most likely listening now, who sent in texts last week, and you didn't read her text, and she was angry.
Sitting here after the show. Great show, lads. Oh, I've got all these texts on my phone.
Doesn't surprise me.
No.
Not in the slightest.
So tonight we're going to ask the question in the second half, of course.
Yes.
Has the government let people down with preconditions? Preconditions? Is that a word?
Pre-existing
Pre-existing, thank you.
conditions.
Brain fart. People with pre-existing conditions, has the government let them down because of coronavirus? So in other words,
Oh, yeah.
if you have heart problems, if you were pregnant, because I know you have a lot of stories to tell us later on. So we're just going to hash that out.
Yeah.
To be honest with you, I don't think anybody's going to disagree with us.
I might have one or two stories to the contrary, but
Really?
yeah.
Okay, so we'll dive into that later. Also, somebody is going to go head to head with Ed for 20 quid because now it's back down to 20 because obviously it wasn't one last week.
We donated it to
but
charity.
We have donated it to charity.
And
which
we
is-
will be filming the competition this evening and posting it up because I am sick to my tits of people complaining saying we're cheating.
Yes, now Daniela
You're not.
did apologise.
You're not cheating.
No.
No,
we're not.
this dude there's a reason why it's head to head with Ed because
this
this
is the thing
guy
I was the most curious about.
he is-
coming on tonight.
he is
so I'm going to see it. now.
infallible. We have a neutral third party to witness it
Yeah,
as well.
and I will be honest.
Yeah, and all accusations of cheating will be met with.
Go and do one.
Oh, balls. We never downloaded sound effects.
Oh,
Yeah, but in fairness, I've had a really shitty few days.
yeah.
The last couple of days has been pretty rough for me.
Yeah.
And I should probably explain to people. So most of our listeners already know that I have a condition myself, which is a brain condition.
Multiple conditions.
And unfortunately, there's a bit of a flaw in the medical system. So I get prescribed a certain amount of pills every month. Mm-hmm. But unfortunately, I have become immune to these goddamn pills.
So you need more and more.
So I need more. But I don't want to be going to my doctor begging for drugs because it looks like I'm a junkie.
Yeah.
But I was talking to Mr. Pierce Fox last night.
Yes.
And he was saying, what are you thinking, you fool? This is a conversation that happens all of the goddamn time. People go to the doctors and they say to them, look, you prescribed this to me. I didn't ask you to prescribe it. And now I'm immune to them. And not only that, I'm addicted to them. And I can clearly say I'm addicted to these pills because without them, it is fucking hell.
Are they
to go
opiate
through.
based?
Benzodiazepine.
There's a peen, yeah, it's probably.
Benzos.
Oh, same as Jordan Peterson.
Yes, exactly the same as Jordan Peterson. And you know what happened to him when he tapered off?
You went nuts.
He went fucking crazy.
Yeah, when I hear Jordan Peterson talking, I just want to give him a hug, put a blanket around
I
him.
love the man.
I love him so much.
And I hate the fact there's just so much hate out there about him.
That's all coming from the same people.
It is. And it's the same people who hate Trump. And can I also say, really special day today, people.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Because you're so infatuated with the people across the Atlantic.
We
When
ex-
there's so much shit going on here we
Yeah.
could talk about.
Did I or did I not explain this to you last night?
I know, look. I'm all
No.
for America, the season finale as well. I'm all for it. Sorry, Aiden was just downing a drink when I said that. And he had a little
I was
chuckle.
drinking hot chocolate. And yeah, it just, it is the season finale.
People are boarding up, right, in blue cities. People are
Yeah.
boarding up on the
Yeah.
premises. It's like,
Yes.
that's not a sign of level-headed, nice people.
Or a modern society. Like, this is going
Well,
to
it
sound,
is a sign of a modern society because we have the foresight to board up stuff and protect stuff. It's not Africa where we just smash it up and say, oh, it's gone.
And that's what I was going to say. There's countries like Africa,
Countries
continents
in Africa.
continents like Africa. There's places like Pakistan, India. When they don't get the leader they want, it's AK-47s, it's bombs going off. There's innocent people being killed.
Yanks coming in and making things better in inverted commas.
All because actually on that
On that-
point, with Yanks making it better, you know, Trump brokered the deal
The first Middle East
of the
peace
century.
deal. Yeah,
In how many years? 100?
I don't know. The last time there was a peace deal, it was in 1947. It was the Balfour Treaty, and the birth of the State of Israel, and the start of all the trouble over there.
Oh. So were you saying the treaty didn't work?
No, it created a state where it shouldn't have been.
There's only one treaty hasn't been broken.
Oh, and that's the one
Oh,
about
the
the
Iceland,
Antarctic one, yeah.
the Antarctic one. You must listen to the show, or you knew this already.
I'm a big fan, guys.
No, Rebecca's smart.
So what was the name of that treaty? I'm intrigued
Balfour
now.
Treaty. And you know who one of the proponent
Explain it to me, because I know.
Balfour
I know
Treaty,
nothing
it's
about it.
basically to get the state of Israel. It was a treaty designed to give the Jews their own state.
Okay.
And
And who was their opposition?
everybody in the Middle East.
Really?
Yeah, there was the whole Arab-Israeli wars.
How long ago was that?
From 1947 to now.
That's probably why I don't remember.
Because it hasn't ended. It's just got worse and worse and worse.
I genuinely didn't know it, but it's one of those things that I'm going to be interested in listening to. Why?
It's not working.
No.
What are you doing?
We were trying to see if this
You were trying to see would the microphone work now.
Yeah, it doesn't
No,
work.
no, it's not going to work. Don't worry, Nathan. We will include you in the night.
fine. I'm just checking.
We can talk shit about him and he can't talk back.
We can, but the microphone is going to be have to be handed over to Mr. Lynham very soon.
Yeah, for his section.
For you know why? Because it is 1/4 past now at this stage, and we have to do this.
Weird headlines from around the world, bringing you the strange, the dumb, and the funny. Brought to you by Nathan Lynham.
Mr. Lynham.
Thank you very much. It feels weird having the mic now. I haven't had one all evening.
There you go.
I'm also gonna have
all
my-
evening, 15 minutes.
I'm also going to have my first beer.
15 minutes.
It's okay. So, first headline.
Okay, yeah, please. Go.
Train saved from disaster by giant whale after crashing through the barrier at the end of the track.
What?
Yeah, so
Where?
I knew this would confuse you. Richie, would you mind passing these around? I knew you'd be a little bit confused, so I printed something out for you. So I'll keep going. A train driver's life was saved by a giant whale tail after his train crashed through the barriers at the end of the track.
That is not one whale, that is two.
But only one saved them.
Right.
Okay.
Okay. So the train plunged straight through and would have ended up in the water before, or the water beneath, other than the fucking whale tail saved them. Pretty impressive.
It is pretty impressive.
Yeah.
Give us more details.
Lucky guy. But I wonder, what is this whale tail made out of? Richie, have you any idea? Can you tell? Sorry, I just asked Richie and you think on Mike.
Looks like stainless from the photos I'd seen.
It doesn't even say where this is. Well, that's America, but it doesn't say what theme park. I'd say they're trying to hide it.
No, it's not in America. It's in.
Finland.
No, it's in Holland.
Ooh, Rotterdam, actually. Oh.
Gentlemen are going to have to be extremely unprofessional.
You're going to make a playlist.
Yeah,
Knew it.
yeah. But no, I
Well,
also...
Numpty.
I can do that after, don't worry.
I received a very important call that I was supposed to deal with earlier. So you guys do the headlines. I'll
Yeah.
be back in literally 2 minutes.
Do you know what we'll do? You scooch
Yeah.
over. I'll scooch in. Ed's going to
You're
fill
plugged
30.
in.
Ed's going to fill 30 seconds of airtime.
Yep, fair enough. You guys shuffle about. Yeah, that photo I did see before of this train that had run off its track at the end of the platform, and it's like something out of a film, the way it's kind of just caught in the end of the tail.
It's like Final Destination or something, isn't it?
I
Right?
love how all the firemen are there and they're just fucking raging. They're just standing there like, no, I wanted to do stuff and now I just gotta look at this.
They're getting paid anyway. They're
Yeah.
delighted.
No, they're not.
They're thrilled.
No, they're not.
Yes, they are.
They're volunteer firemen
Oh, really?
How do you know?
because most of Europe is volunteer firemen.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, the dudes we met in France. They were all volunteer, weren't they?
Yep.
Yeah.
I respected firemen a lot already, but now I really respect firemen
Yeah.
over there.
I don't.
Why?
Scabs.
I'd kind of have to be in agreement there. Yeah,
I wouldn't know. I don't know any.
Like the Joker, if you're good at something, don't do it for free, like.
yeah, man.
Very true. But luckily enough, nobody else was actually on the train, and the driver was able to escape himself. He just walked back down the train to the part that wasn't on the whale. Yeah.
After emptying his trousers.
Yeah, you would, wouldn't you?
Yeah, man, Jesus.
Definitely a
Christ.
brown trouser moment. Yep.
Can you imagine being? I know it's a bit dark. Being a train driver and somebody jumps out in front of you.
Happens.
I know it
Aren't
does.
they trained to close their eyes?
Well, what would you? What would you do?
No, but I mean, isn't it part of the Irish Rail training
Yep.
in Ireland that if there's somebody on the platform, it's part of your training to close your eyes?
Really?
Yeah, yeah.
There was a mate of mine who was a train driver, and unfortunately he had a number of suicides in his career, and he wound up having to retire out in his 40s.
You'd never be the same.
There's a great story in England.
He
they
was
made a film about it.
traumatized over it, like, and he ate, drank, and breathed trains like that. He was obsessed with them.
There was a film made about this dude in England, and
Oh,
there
I
used
know
to be
the
a
one,
rule
yeah.
that if you hit 3 suicides, you got paid your wages until your retirement. You got your pension,
You got your wages and your pension.
your wages and your pension. And this guy was going around to it's like AA for suicide people, like things. And he's trying to find people to commit suicide by his train. And he was on his 3rd dude when he got caught.
Do you know what I always wonder? Who does the therapist go to? Like, where does it stop? You know, like you're someone's therapist.
Therapists go to other therapists.
Yeah.
But then where does that therapist go?
They go
To
to
other
another
therapists.
therapist.
So it's just a never-ending
yeah,
cycle.
it's a network of
It's
therapists.
like a circle jerk.
Yeah.
Weird. Because me and, as off topic, me and Ed were chatting to a guy on chat roulette the other night in America, in Missouri, I don't want to say. I can't remember where. But he knew a guy personally who his ad online was, I will give you everything you need for self-euthanasia.
No,
What?
he was in Indiana, I think.
Indiana.
Yeah.
He's like, whatever way you want to do it. If you want, like, he actually told us one story about a woman who was super fat and super overweight, and she hadn't left her couch in like 2.5 weeks, and she was stuck to the couch with sores. So he came over with a cloth. And what's the name of that stuff that you rub in the cloth?
Arsenic.
No, it was something different called than that.
Chloroform.
Yes.
No, it's not chloroform. Chloroform only knocks you out. This was the killer.
And he basically just arrives at her door. He said, here's the cloth, here's the stuff. I provided it and thingy. But then the best part is the price of it. He lets you pick what you think you are willing to pay.
Yeah, well, that guy should be arrested and charged with second-degree murder.
Obviously, 100%. But like some people, it's free. Some people have left.
He's made a career out. We got a free house.
Some people left houses, cars, everything, their whole life.
Everything left to him. One guy gave him $64,000.
I hope it's all liquidated after he goes to jail.
Is there a contract? Like,
No, he just kind of some shady
illegal.
dude you meet out the
okay.
back of a garden centre somewhere.
But the guy we met was definitely telling the truth. To actually shout out to him, Darwin Farmer.
Darwin Farmer.
Nice.
So yeah. So the sculpture. Oh, here we go with my question from earlier. The sculpture was actually only made of polyester.
oh,
What?
How the hell did that hold up a train?
Polyester is pretty strong.
Yeah, maybe the way it was woven or
it
whatever.
kind of fell on it pretty conveniently as well.
Right on the good bit.
Yeah.
It must have been going fast to clear the bit that's not.
Yeah.
Well, if you actually look at the picture, you can see there's a stress crease in it where the weight of the train has actually bent it down somewhat.
Yeah.
You can.
Oh yeah, because it was probably the same as this other whale.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then a neighbour that was nearby who saw this, he was like, we woke up at 12:15 and to a blow of 3 or 2 shots. So obviously sounded like gunshots going off. And then secondly, the whale was just occupied out of nowhere, and they knew something very strange was going on, and it's still not yet clear what caused them to overshoot the track.
You know, it'd be really interesting.
What?
If you did the next headline.
Let's go. The next one, I went for a shower before the show. It was a bit late, got everything not organised. The next one was actually picked by our guest for me.
Go.
How long?
Very good.
You were in bed till 4 o'clock today.
Me and Aiden, yeah.
Regardless, you should have gone to bed at a
every
reasonable hour.
show in living memory, you have very little prep.
Yeah.
I always have my headlines prepped, because tonight was very...
Tonight was very like last time and the time before that, and the time before that.
I'd like to think that I chose a very Rebakka one though.
What's that? Scatterbrained.
No,
Yeah,
you'll
yours
see
off.
now. It was very
So next
So you're
headline
hoping the
is...
guests in to do your share of the work.
Next
it
headline
was my
is...
contribution.
Yeah,
And
thank
if you would like to be our new comms officer, send your CV to
Supernatural Dogshit.
.ie. Get all the wrong emails. So anyway, yeah. Will you meowy me?
No.
British man proposes to Chicago woman who flew to London to spend lockdown with him after she liked his picture on Facebook with a chubby cat.
What? Read that again, but slower.
You like that? Will you meowy me?
Yeah, I got that bit. I want to hear the details.
British man proposes to Chicago woman who flew to London to spend lockdown with him after she liked his picture on Facebook with a chubby cat.
So it was just a picture of him and a chubby cat.
And I've seen a picture. She's really fit, really hot, and the dude is really hot as well.
Oh, well, that's probably why then.
Because they were both hot. They were like, oh, you know what?
It was
This
the
might-
cat.
It's always
It
the
was
cat.
Always the cat.
No, that's it's after setting off my bullshitometer.
Why?
Why? 'Cause it's just a bullshit headline.
Yeah, it's bullshit.
Oh, Richie's...
Two really fit people met on the internet and blamed it on a cat.
Yeah.
No, the newspaper blamed it on a cat.
Newspaper.
We'll go with the newspaper. But, so yeah, British man who met his American girlfriend.
Hang on, this is probably what fuels you for all these fucking bullshit.
What?
Love interests you have online.
Ah, no, we're done with that now.
No,
we're
yeah.
done with that. We're staying away from that for 1 month.
All right.
It's a deal. So a British man who met his American girlfriend when she liked a picture of him holding a chubby cat on Facebook has revealed that they're now engaged. The way I thought the story was going to go to start was that it was the siblings that met and then they stayed together.
Yeah. I only read the headline. Like I didn't.
I thought that was the way it was going to go.
Yeah.
Next headline.
It's kind of the group where they met is a place where people can share chubby or extra fluffy cat pictures, which is.
Chunky.
I mean, you have a cat, Richie.
I have a
Chunky
slim
boys.
cat.
Are you into cats?
I used to hate cats with a passion, and then I got one
when
and
you
fell in
get
love with them.
they're
Do you-
so good.
They're so cool.
Do you think
Yeah.
it's true that they're evil and deceitful and?
No, they're not.
Yeah.
They're just so
That's why
above
they're
your bullshit.
amazing.
They're neutral evil.
They're out for themselves, as
Always.
everybody should be.
And is it true that cats don't purr to each other? Is that a thing?
I don't know. I don't have two. I only
No,
have one.
they don't.
They don't meow to each other.
They don't meow to each
What?
other.
They only
No,
meow to
they-
humans.
Yeah.
They reckon that like kittens, you know, when they do the little meows, that they're mimicking the sounds of babies because they know when a baby cries, the humans give it attention. So
Ooh.
cats learn that very,
But
very quickly.
What about feral cats who've never seen humans?
You never hear a
it's
peep out of
conditioning.
them.
It's been through evolution. They've learned to do
it's
this.
in them.
Yeah, it's in them. Yeah.
I get you. But this is a long-winded story, but Richie's not impressed.
No,
so
I'm not. Skip that shit.
We'll just comb over it.
Thank you. Next.
Next one, please. So, teen who only ate chicken nuggets and chips has been helped by a hypnotist
To what? Get a life?
to stop eating chicken nuggets and chips for 15 years.
No, that's his parents'
That's
fault.
his parents' fault.
Is it a him or a her?
It's her name is Rebakka.
Ah.
Believe it or not.
That's tantamount to child abuse in my mind.
What?
Only feeding your child processed shit like that.
Yeah.
And letting them away
But
with
are
it.
they
But what if
processed?
what if the child won't eat?
What if they're homemade chicken nuggets and chips?
Well, then let
I
them
highly fucking
go
doubt it
get
now.
hungry
I'm
until
just
they
posing
eat
the
something
question.
proper.
Even if they're homemade, it's still not a good diet. Like,
no,
No, it's not.
I'm all for
Severe
keto
lack of
diets, but that's not a keto diet.
Do you want to hear how many chicken nuggets this person has eaten in their life?
How do they know?
Yeah.
Well, okay, an average because she
Okay.
eats them. 87,000 chicken nuggets.
What a waste.
That's a lot of nuggets.
To be wasted on one individual.
But like Richie, you were saying like on the parents. What if the child physically will not eat anything else?
Make them.
Make
Starve
them.
them
Starve
until
them.
they do.
Don't feed them until you put broccoli down and eat the
Yeah.
broccoli.
It's a bit cruel too, though.
Yeah, you gotta be cruel to be kind, you know what I mean?
Well, that's cruel as opposed to letting them live off chicken nuggets and chips, not being cruel.
Your brain needs food. It's not just for your stomach. Your whole
Actually,
body
here-
needs nutrition.
Here's a pro tip I figured out as a parent.
Okay.
My daughter is convinced that on her 22nd birthday we're having a fist fight. So from a young age, I told her about this fist fight. Right? Now bear with me. There's a good reason behind this. She is convinced on her 22nd birthday that she has to be big and strong to fight her daddy.
Amazing.
So
Stanker vision comes full circle.
it comes full circle.
How old is
I-
she now?
She's 9 now.
So I only have to
Figure that out,
live.
I was out there preparing dinner the other day and I had a bag of spinach beside me. She was getting wads of it, like thick wads of it, like a burger. And
I'm gonna
sitting there
kick your
eating it.
ass.
And she said that to me, Daddy, I can't wait. I'm going to kick your ass before I'm 22.
I only have to live for 13 more years just to see your daughter beat your face in.
Yeah. To be fair, I've never met.
I'm gonna bring her around SBG, man. I'm gonna get her hooked up. So for 13 years, she's gonna train solid and hard. She's gonna kick your fucking ass.
That's fine as long as she's eating her vegetables. Mission accomplished.
Yeah.
I'll take a beating for a healthy child.
How is your kid eating? She everything.
No, well, she's
How is she with
She
styrofoam?
loves veg.
she,
peppers.
no, yeah, well, she's a
Yeah.
vegetarian, like.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, she just decided one day herself she'd be vegetarian. But like, if you're ever, it doesn't matter if it's broccoli or green beans, whatever. She's out there eating the raw veg, and she's asking me stuff like, "Oh, don't cook it too much, you know. Just give me the raw stuff. Is it safe to eat this raw, you know?" And she'll come over with a head of cabbage or something.
Yeah, I brought her for food one day and all she wanted was a veg stir fry.
Yeah,
Which I thought was pretty impressive for her. She was probably 8, maybe probably 9 at the time.
yeah.
I wonder if that was seamless.
No.
No,
No?
no.
I highly doubt it.
I'll tell you this: his headlines were absolute tripe.
They were terrible. Terrible.
Okay, so
Oh,
just a quick recap. 'cause
can
I've
I
no
give
idea.
myself just ones all round?
Okay, no, then I don't want to know.
Fair.
I have no.
Solid fucking zeros, mate.
Like, are they over already?
Yeah.
No, we're just finishing the last one right now. I haven't even finished the story.
Okay, finish, please.
Do you want me to just read the headlines that you missed?
Summarize them quick.
So, like, no, I'm not going to read out the whole headline, just the actual headline.
Cliff notes.
Train saved from disaster by giant whale. You saw
Seen that
that
shit.
one. Well, then number 2 is just, will you meowery me?
Something about a cat marrying.
British man proposes to Chicago woman who flew to London to spend lockdown with him after she liked a picture of his Facebook of a chubby cat. Simple as that.
Okay.
And the last one that we're on right now is teen who ate only chicken nuggets and chips for 15 years has been helped by a hypnotist.
Why didn't a teen?
Teen.
Where the fuck were the parents?
Yeah, he said
That's
the
what
same.
we said.
They said the same thing. Sorry, Richie's trying to make a point, but he's not like, I'll give it back in 2 secs. What if that's all the child will eat? Literally, physically will not
Who
eat
gives a
anything
shit?
else.
The little bastard will eat when he's starving.
Yeah.
But
That's
right,
exactly it.
If you're saying that's all, is that all the child will eat?
Mm-hmm.
That means that's the parents started this because they started giving it to the child to begin with.
Very
if they
true.
began the child on a healthy diet, a good diet, a varied diet, the child would know no different.
Like a child isn't a guinea pig. You know, if you give a guinea pig chocolate, it'll refuse to eat anything else and it will die.
Well, she says here, like, for as long. Sorry, do you want to say something?
I like Rebakka.
Yeah, same.
Because even though I was out of the room, I could hear her talking quite a lot. I love that in a guest.
Yeah.
Because we have had guests who, like,
Me and Rebekah actually were just speaking about some particular guests that were on the show that were quiet. Anyway,
before the show.
before the show.
Not on air.
Okay.
No. But yeah, it says here, for as long as I can remember, I have gagged at the sight of any other food. I couldn't even pass it or pick it up or give it to other people if it wasn't chicken nuggets and chips. She said
Slip
that
around the
she,
ear, it's all that. You know that.
she said that
I kind of feel sorry for her now.
you know what I mean?
God
Like,
damn
it seems to be like really deep,
Yeah, no,
a
it's
deep
a
rooted
psychological thing. Like, yeah,
thing. Yeah, she said I was skeptical about hypnosis, but so far it seems to have helped. Since going to my first session last week, I've been able to try 2 new foods.
What age is she?
At the moment, she is only 19.
So I can tell you the next joke. I wonder, does she gag on cock?
But bump.
Look, hey.
Yeah, and then the last bit of this is the gagging has totally stopped since going, which was one of the main reasons I was unable to eat other food in the other place, and that's it.
Could have saved a fortune on that hypnotist and sent her to sub-Saharan Africa for 2 weeks. And just witness the human misery. Just witness it and then go back home and eat whatever the fuck you can get.
Or lock the bitch in a room and slide food under the door, and if she doesn't eat it,
No, but see, that makes her a victim. Whereas if you send her to sub-Saharan Africa, it's just kind of that whole emotional reset.
Oh, wow.
I'd be a bit concerned that she's only getting help now, though. 19 years of age.
Yeah, where the fuck are the parents?
Exactly. Like, if my daughter now at the age of 8 I'd be bringing her to a specialist now at this stage, thinking, right, okay, if it's psychological, fair enough. Maybe it's a texture thing. It can be weird psychological things like that.
Your kid is 8, yeah.
She's 8 in January, yeah.
So I have 2 kids. One is 16, the other one's 14. I remember when my young one, she just wouldn't eat. She just went through one of them phases. Kids would believe fucking anything. I used to tell her that the dinner witch would come and eat her if she doesn't eat the food.
Yeah.
And I promise you, I remember one day I was sitting at the dinner table. Now I was an asshole of a father, like not like in a bad way, but just better for them. So I would sit there and I would reheat that dinner. I wouldn't make the child eat cold dinner. But I remember one day I said to my stepson at the time, I said, you keep her busy. I snuck out the back door and I knocked on the front door really loud, ran back into the kitchen and I opened the door. And I was like, oh, hello, dinner witch. You're here for my child because she won't eat her dinner. She hoofed that dinner into her.
How many times did you have to do that? Just the once? Nice.
Once.
Yeah. We had several of those at home when I was growing up. I was a really good child, and I think it was down to the many monsters that were created to torture me. like so many. There was
parents don't do that anymore.
No, because it's psychological torture.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, I just freak out and act the absolute bastard, and technically it's child abuse.
Apparently, around that boy in Navan, there's a grave. All the parents bring their kids to and tell them, look, there's Santa's grave.
Yeah, because the guy's name is Santa.
Yeah.
What's even more awesome, when my mother was a child, I think there was 6, 7 kids, and they were constantly at my grandfather, when is Santa coming, when is Santa coming, when is Santa coming? He lived in Ballyfermot, like in a built-up area. He walked out to the wardrobe, took a shotgun out of the wardrobe, shot 2 shots in the air, came back in and said, now, I killed the bastard, he's dead, there's no Christmas.
Sound. Did you see the stupid bitch on the news this week coming out and going into detail about Santa Claus and COVID-19 compliance?
Oh,
he told me about it today.
What was it?
This chick came on and she's like, now with Santa, he's in the high risk category now. He'd be clinically obese and he'd be prone to diabetes.
Who is this person?
This chick, some coronavirus expert. Like, that's advising the government of Ireland, right?
On a fictional character.
On a fictional character. That he's breaking all the travel restrictions, that he's going from house to house, all the contacts, and went dead serious. And she went on for about 15 minutes about this shit.
Was this to comfort the children who are worried?
No, it was to traumatise the children. She was like, and Santa's more at risk of COVID because he's more overweight and he might get a heavier dose of COVID.
Sorry, but who was interviewing her?
2 other coronavirus experts from England and Scotland, and then another guy was on a panel.
Did nobody stop to say?
They were just looking at her like, what the fuck?
One of them was breaking his bollocks laughing at her.
Yeah, he muted his mic and was just like, audibly like, look.
But why not challenge her? Why not say, has your cheese slid off your cracker? What the hell is going on with you?
Because of the
political
ramifications.
Correctness?
Yeah, political correctness. Ugh.
I know.
If I could erase one thing from this world.
I can understand maybe one nice little thing, a 30-second little thing to comfort the little kids.
No, she went in a 4.5, 5-minute rant.
But you're saying this is like a panel between coronavirus experts. Like, what kids were watching that? None.
We can show you on the ad
Her
break.
efforts were futile.
But it was just the ridiculousness. Like, these are the people that are in charge.
Yeah.
These are the people, like NFET. Those people, I'm absolutely appalled to see people going about living their lives as if it was normal.
How dare they?
How dare they? It's like the thing, I shared a picture the other day and it just summed up coronavirus perfectly. And it was a nice sunny day and the guy was outside looking at a TV.
Oh, yeah.
And it was like bad weather forecast on the TV and he's standing there under an umbrella in a rain jacket. You know,
Yeah.
In the sun.
in the sun.
Okay, this is going to sound like a really racist question.
Okay.
Okay,
Go on.
so I have asked so many people this question, and they usually answer it the same way. I won't tell the listeners what way it's answered, but I'm going to ask you guys.
Okay.
So, have you ever seen the movie Avengers with your man Thanos?
Yes, I have.
And he clicks his fingers, and
Yes.
half of everybody disappears.
Because he's inevitable.
Therefore, he's actually a good guy.
Mm.
He wants half of everybody to disappear, so there's more resources, so we can reset ourselves, and humanity can start again.
Yeah.
So it's quite a nice sentiment, except for half of the world die. So I asked that question to people: if you could click your fingers, and half the people on the world just disappear, they don't drop dead, there's no bodies or mess.
Yeah.
Would you do it?
Yeah, but
We don't need to know your butt, Richie. We know your butt. This is not what we're talking about here whatsoever.
you said racist. You just put it in my mind before the question even started.
You
my
said it all.
There is a caveat.
What's the caveat?
I asked if you could get rid of countries like China, who do most of the pollution in the world.
Yes.
India,
Yes.
who do most of the pollution in the world.
Yes.
And somewhere like the continent of Africa, where
Most of the human misery is.
most of the human misery is. You have homeless kids, at the age of 2, wandering the streets,
Yeah.
who are being murdered and raped, and all sorts of sadness going on in their lives. I'm not saying these people don't deserve to live, but if you had to get rid of, click your fingers, and those countries disappeared, would you do it?
Yeah.
It is racist, though, isn't it?
No.
But would everything
Yeah, it
they've
is,
created
um,
also disappear?
Yeah.
How do you mean?
Like
All their culture.
Culture, product,
No, just the people. Poof.
just the people.
Just the people, just poof, empty countries.
yeah, you could.
Yeah,
More
but sure,
land
it's
mass
just-
for-
yeah, but sure,
for
then it's just going to
Europeans.
be
Yeah.
more colonial greed just rolls in. The same problems will just arise.
Yeah, but there's
Is
less
that-
of it.
That's very negative. I was thinking of getting the Dublin Corporation County Council housing list, and here, boys, Beijing's opened up. Here,
That'd be awesome.
that'd be brilliant.
Or as Billy Connolly said, what we do is we all just eat one person that we hate, and then the problem is solved overnight.
Oh, eat all the prisoners, then eat all the homeless people, and then realize all the homeless people could have lived in the prison.
You saw that Billy Connolly joke.
So does Thanos really do that? Click his fingers and people disappear?
No, it's a film. It's all made up.
Oh no, I know.
Yeah, but the thing is, every life force in the universe, half of it disappears.
Right, okay.
But he's made
So-
out to be the bad guy, but it's coming from a really good
Right.
place.
But he can't choose who
It's
disappears.
chaotic.
No, it's chaotic. It just
Right,
clicks,
okay.
and half of
'Cause
everybody
he's
is
like
gone.
what, a pagan god, isn't he? In reality.
Yeah, it's all based loosely on mythology.
Yeah.
Is he?
Yeah.
Is he?
Ooh, Thanos.
Yes.
I never
Wow.
knew that.
If anyone knows, they can always text into 085
2727212. You nearly did it.
He nearly did it. He nearly made the
did it,
mistake of
Jap.
saying
But
it.
he caught it. I'll give him that.
Yeah. How is it the fuck that we changed it to 2727212 instead of 2726?
Because I just persisted with 2727212.
Yes, you did. Until you got your way, you bastard.
Persistent Richard.
So if anybody wants to get in touch with the show, text or WhatsApp to 085.
2727212.
Please do send in. We want to hear your opinions. Well, not even opinions right now because it's the live part.
oh,
of the
wait.
show.
Actually, I just thought of something.
Oh.
International prefix. So anyone who's outside of Ireland, instead of O, you put plus 353.
And drop the O.
85
Yeah, drop the O.
2727212.
212,
Yeah.
Or anybody who's international can just get us on Facebook or YouTube.
That too.
And I advise them not to text in and not to share because usually that's how you get people to do stuff.
Okay, and we're going to
Oh,
go.
yeah.
Yeah, and please, for God's sakes, anybody who's listening, share the link. Share that link. It's one click. That's all it is. And we become hugely popular and successful and millionaires and forget about you all.
Don't do it, guys. Don't share it. Just don't.
No, don't do it.
Don't bother your holes.
So, I'm going to go around the room from right to left for obvious reasons. Trump, Biden, how are you calling it?
Trump, baby.
Okay. Nathan, Trump, Biden, who are you calling it?
Can I say neither? But Trump's gonna win. Yeah.
Okay.
That was the question.
Trump. Trump.
Trump. Okay, ha ha ha. Again, calling you out on your shit.
I saw a poll on Facebook today on someone's Facebook, and it was who do you think is going to win? And it was a vote,
Yeah.
and it was 69% to Biden. People were saying.
Yeah, but it's a poll. They
Oh yeah,
stand
I know,
for
but it's
nothing.
people's opinion.
Facebook.
Oh no, I get
Yeah,
that. I
but
get
what
that.
about the older voters, and they're the ones that come out in numbers.
Yeah, just before I give my mic away, a couple of comments. Comments from Shane Greville saying Epstein didn't finger himself.
No, and there's a massive need for a hosepipe ban.
You might have.
Yeah, and just a quick shout out.
Massive need for
Daniela's here, Trees is here, Megan's here, and Ken Walsh is here. So shout out to you guys.
Yup, the boys.
And
Fabulous.
anyone else, give us more comments, please.
Do not
Shout
get that
out to
microphone
Ken
back
Walsh,
yet.
actually. We were chatting to him yesterday.
Can I also, before I get to you, Nathan, we did get a picture sent over to us from Frank
Oh, yeah.
with our...
With our mirror.
Frank has been developing a mirror
I
for
seen
us.
it in the flesh.
Jesus.
Something else, isn't it?
Fair play to him. I mean, the man is talented.
Man, you should. There's a room in his house
Well, he's got
full of
skills.
these. He's got skills, man.
But what he did was he made this weird version...
Don't
No,
tell
you
anybody.
can't give away
He's
the-
going to bring it
okay,
down.
okay.
He's going to bring it down.
But I was going to explain the symbols.
No.
Oh, yeah.
No. He's going to bring it down.
He's going to bring it down.
We'll
He's
take a
gonna be on
picture of
show.
the handover and we'll talk about it to introduce him when he comes on the podcast.
That is a very good idea. So, back to you, Mr. Lynham.
What did I do now?
Okay, call you out on your bullshit. Was it last night me and you were talking about him and his politics and stuff like that?
No, it was the night before.
Was it? Okay, because himself, Mr. Quinlan, was at a party recently and he had a bit of a disagreement between the left and the right.
Okay.
And he invited people on the show who were lefty. And they were saying, oh, why would we come on the show? Because, it's a conservative show, blah-de-blah-de-blah. Which is technically not really, because we have two people who are conservative. And we are.
The longer
we
I
are.
participate in this show, the more my mind changes on everything.
You're an asshole.
No. I'm willing to grow.
He's
No.
right.
I'm
He's right.
40. I've done my growing.
It's
well, it's a
definitely
sad day
changed
when
my
you say-
mind. Definitely changed my mind on gay marriage.
Yeah.
That's one thing my mind has definitely been changed on, and it's definitely changed my mind on euthanasia.
And so has conservatism.
Yeah.
Changed their mind on gay marriage.
So is the Pope.
Yeah, no, but I used to be completely against it. Now I'm like, no, it's cool, but you can't expect to get married in the Roman Catholic Church.
And you can't expect more.
You can't expect any more.
That was a really
or-
interesting conversation
yeah,
that we had.
It was. And then it changed my mind on euthanasia, where I used to be all for it. Now I'm completely against it.
Hold on.
But you know the way the Pope has changed his mind about gay marriage and says it's okay.
Yeah.
He's not saying you can get married in a church. No.
No, he's just saying it's
And the
okay.
Vatican came out and said that's his opinion, not ours.
And as we were
They did.
explaining to Ed last night, Ed was like, oh, so why can't they get married in the Catholic Church? And the way we explained is, imagine me and Richie had a golf club. And in that golf club, we have a specific set of rules if you want to join. And he comes in with a hockey stick and starts playing golf with a hockey stick. And we're going, no, you can't be a member unless you adhere to our rules. And that's the same with the Catholic Church. They have their rules. If you are a gay man and you want to get married in the Catholic Church, tough shit. That's their rules, baby. We can't make it up. We can't get them to change their mind.
You start your own church, the Church of Cock.
Jesus. I told you about a very...
Wait.
Sorry, go on.
Supernatural Dogshit disassociates themselves completely with Richard Quinlan.
We do.
Absolutely.
I told you about a very good friend of my mother's who has been a priest for like over 35 years. And for that 35 years, he's been gay in a relationship with another man. And then he left the priesthood recently just so he can get married. So he's married so many people that probably don't know
You
that he's
do
gay.
realise in the Bible, there's not a single passage in the Bible that says a priest can't get married. Not one passage in the
No,
Bible.
but that's the rules of
No,
the
it's
Roman
from the
Catholic
Dark
Church.
Ages.
It's the rules, but it's not in the Bible.
No
So
way.
this is something they made up afterwards.
I didn't know
Yeah,
that.
there's plenty of things the Roman Catholic Church does that aren't in the Bible, like raping kids and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
And they're not allowed to eat fish.
not all of them.
No,
They're not allowed to eat
they're allowed to eat
prawns.
fish on Fridays. They can't eat shellfish,
They can't eat prawns. They can't-
Animals of cloven hoof.
cheese,
which would be pigs.
dairy products, and mixed fabrics.
Yeah, you
If
couldn't
you
have,
wear clothes wearing
polyester
mixed,
cotton wool.
yeah, you're not allowed to wear that.
Do you think priests actually adhere by that?
No, definitely not.
No.
Seeing all the shit they did in this country, they definitely don't adhere
say
to
there's
all the
priests
rules.
getting their dick sucked quite a lot. So
You-
back
you-
to you.
you had a
Nathan.
question for me,
Yes,
yeah?
I
Yeah,
do.
go on.
So I asked the question: Trump, Biden. You say,
Well, Trump's going to win.
okay, based on what?
Because who would want to vote for Joe Biden? He's so old and...
Sleepy Joe Hayden.
Yeah.
Is that really what you're going to argue?
No, but I think Trump, like, I don't really know too much about it, but Trump seems to be doing an alright job. I mean, he's trying to stop fighting and he's trying to stop war. I mean, he's not killing as many people
Not
as
trying to stop
Barack
war.
Obama
He
did.
single-handedly brought peace to the Middle East,
Mm.
and the man deserves a Nobel Prize for that.
He's getting it.
But doesn't he like
He's getting it anyway next year.
support like BLM? Doesn't he likes that?
No, he doesn't.
Okay, that's good. No, I'm hoping.
No,
I don't
they're-
know. I don't watch enough of it. No, I'm glad of that.
And so this is why I'm asking you who you voting for.
Well, then who
but
went-
You know nothing about it.
Who went and painted the big street Black Lives Matter then?
Outside Trump offices, Trump Towers.
And did he allow that?
No, he didn't. He didn't. But he couldn't be seen to be fighting against it, or he's racist.
He's not racist. He just hates everybody equally.
No, he doesn't. I saw a wonderful video, and I don't know whether I explained this to you guys. Did I explain to you, Richie?
No.
About the guy with cystic fibrosis.
Oh, you got the phone call.
Oh, it was amazing.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Did you
I
see
heard
the
about
video?
that,
I watched about 30 seconds of it and then I scrolled down.
Why?
yeah. It's boring.
Because it's boring.
Ah, dude, come off.
I was like, good deed done, right? Scrolling for
But
some.
here's the thing. So the setup of
You
all
should
of
be doing good deeds because they're good deeds. You shouldn't be doing them to promote shit.
now, and that's my problem. He didn't do that.
No, it was
No,
the
no,
person
no, I
in the
know-
house with him recorded it.
Yeah, no,
Exactly.
I get that. That's fine, but I'm just saying in general.
So what happened was there was this guy with cystic fibrosis. Poor bastard. He's on his last legs. He looked like somebody with either AIDS or cancer. So frail, could barely stand, could barely talk. And he made a bucket list. And on the bucket list, he wrote that he would love to talk to Donald Trump. So he wrote, the Washington Post got a hold of this. And Donald Trump reads the Washington Post. He then said to his secretary, there and then, after reading it, ring that guy, get his phone number and ring him. I want to talk to him. So he rang up. The sister answered the phone, and because the guy is way too sick. So she answered the phone. It was the Secretary of the United States, and she said, the president wants to talk to him. She was like, oh, Jesus. So she handed him the phone, took out her own phone, and recorded it. So it wasn't a publicity stunt.
No, I'm not saying it was a publicity stunt. I'm just saying I find these things boring because people are highlighting these good deeds that should be done anyway.
Dude,
That was my point.
no. That's a wrong attitude, because what should be done for a good deed like that
Pat in the back.
Yeah.
is a clap. People deserve good.
Just
they
do
deserve
it. Just do it because it's the right thing to do.
No, but when you find out about it, to turn around and go, it's boring. No, it's not. It's a good deed that deserves to be clapped, because Donald Trump said to him, don't worry about it, buddy. I know you're really sick. I know you haven't got confidence that you're going to live, but we're going to send you the help. He said, I'm going to set it up. You're going to come in and meet me and blah, 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 blah. The president was so nice to this guy. It was the president off the cuff. It wasn't him on TV talking like a normal human being. And I promise you, I sat there going, why shouldn't people vote for him? I've never heard of a president do anything like that.
I'll just say one thing.
Please.
It's not as interesting as what you would see on my newsfeed, so I just kept scrolling.
That too.
But it's noteworthy.
It's noteworthy. Yeah. Noted. Next.
Anyway, question.
Yes.
No, for you, what were you saying to me?
So that was,
that was
why do you think Trump is going to win?
Because
You're just really guessing, really.
he's already in. Also, though, I actually had a question. It just popped back into me. I was talking to a guy, Darwin Farmer. He said a lot of people don't know is there's actually 4 candidates. Is that
Yeah, there's Joe Jorgensen as well for the Libertarian
Yeah,
Party.
but they're like,
can you-
they're
but
the
you-
nobodies.
But you can vote him. He could get voted in to be
Oh, you
president.
could. Yeah.
So what's the story with the other 2 then?
They're not Democrat or Republican, so they're not getting a word.
They're
in
getting
edgeways.
nothing.
Yeah.
Independence.
Did you know between yesterday and today, Donald Trump held 6 rallies?
Yep.
Is the man on speed?
He is
Might
on
be.
Adderall. It's
He must be
medical
on
speed.
something.
It's literally medical speed.
Because he does not stop. He is the hardest working president that has ever been in the United States of America, apart from JFK.
How old
I'm
is he?
surprised you're able to get that out with his cock in your mouth.
Look, I appreciate somebody who's trying to do good in the world.
I
And
appreciate it too.
This
But
man brought peace to the Middle East. So,
hey, there's no such thing as peace in the Middle East, man.
there is.
Before I go, is there anything he's done that you don't agree with?
Lots.
Okay, fair.
Yeah.
We won't get into that.
So, Rebecca, who do you think is going to win, Trump or Biden?
For my limited political knowledge that I have, I think Trump will win.
Okay.
Yeah. Like
Is that just based on public sentiment?
exactly. Yeah. That's all I really know is just.
Would you be a fan of Trump?
I think he's. I think he is funny. I think he adds a lot of comedy value to America.
He's so polarizing.
He's like so memeable, and
He's
I
the
like that.
First straight talking president.
The only opinion I have on Donald Trump, because I don't know a lot about politics, I don't know a lot about America's economical status, I don't know about anything like that really. The only opinion I have on him in the question of is he a good or bad president, The only answer I have towards him being a bad president is how he has affected America's global image. And this is
See now,
no, but this is coming from me.
Okay,
Like,
yeah.
This is just my own my perspective of America. Again, not knowing anything really. Barack Obama, during his time as president and previous presidents of America, always saw America as a very strong, powerful country. Since Trump has come into power, America has become a joke to the rest of the world.
the problem with that is because the entire media establishment of America turned on him.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. This, for me, who I'm not hugely, it passes by me on my news feed. I see bits, I see the memes, I see
But
the.
away from Trump now, but just about what the American media is doing, it's so dangerous because you've countries like China, India, Russia looking at this going, right, well, that's them out of the way.
Yeah.
Yeah, but here's the thing. People like to call him buddies with Putin. He has been very hard on Putin.
And Xi
Very
Jinping.
hard.
And Xi Jinping.
He went to North Korea. You know, North Korea have been a threat for how many years? Right now,
They're not. The problem is they've actively been a threat for 6 years because that was when they got the ICBM body made.
Yes.
That they could reach America with a nuke. The problem with that is it's not a viable threat because the Yanks have bases in Hawaii.
they could shoot that shit down.
Shoot that shit straight out of the sky. Japan would have shot it down before it even got that far into the Pacific. South Korea would have shot it down. There's so many people out there that have the ability to shoot down intercontinental ballistic missiles. They're actually, if you launch 12 of them, the chances of one of them actually making their target is slim to nil.
Yeah.
And you have to remember, a lot of the ICBMs around the world that are poised and ready to go have been so since the 50s.
ICBMs?
Intercontinental ballistic missiles, yes.
Yeah, a lot of our listeners don't know that shit.
Give them some fucking credit.
Well, Nathan just went, me, I have no idea. So, back over to Rebecca.
That's it. That's
Yeah.
him about
One of the
most
things
things.
about Trump being a joke in the media and across the world, and us looking at him as a joke, what you have to remember is he did broker that deal in the Middle East. He brokered deals with North Korea. He brokered deals with Russia. All of these people who were enemies of America for a long, long time, and now they're all standing down. So as far as him being a joke, I think they're afraid of his power, not really of a joke.
I think I meant, when I say he was a joke, I mean more so to the common person like me.
Okay.
You know,
okay.
and not to other big figures and leaders in the world out there, but just to the
It's so polarizing.
to the everyman, you know.
Yeah. But that's
Yeah.
the way he's been painted.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
Mr. Harris.
Well, I don't think Biden's putting up much of a fight.
I don't think he's able.
No, compared to the last time when it was Trump versus Hillary, I mean, there was so much more effort being put into promoting her and all this.
Yeah,
and
but she's a
seemed like-
weapon.
No,
She's
we know
dangerous.
she's a
Of
weapon
mass
and she's
destruction.
dangerous,
Yeah.
right? I'm not saying she's not. But what I'm noticing is, like, they've not put in half as much effort with Biden. I doubt he's going to get it.
Do you know what my biggest problem in all of the US election is? Would I vote for Trump? I probably would, but I would have loved to see a better candidate.
Kanye's up there.
Oh, yeah. Kanye.
Fucking hell.
No, thanks.
Kanye West. And look, the youth in the room.
Yee party.
The knob head who knows nothing about politics just went, yeah, as if he'd vote for. Would you genuinely vote for Kanye West?
Yeah, over Trump and Biden, yeah.
You're a fucking
But
idiot.
Look, he's
that
entitled
would
to his
be
opinion.
that would be
However wrong
after
it
the
may be.
season finale.
He's entitled to his idiotic opinion.
That's the spin-off.
Can I just say really quick, he's not president of my country, so
It's going to affect your country,
so
though.
it's grand.
The world political economic
You
stage.
live inside the umbrella of the American world order. When they go, your next world order is the Chinese world order.
And can we just explain the argument that you and me, well, it wasn't an argument, the conversation that you and I had last night. Richie turned around and said to me, you know what bugs me about you? The fact that you're not really into Irish politics. Now, I do follow it, but I would rather look at the bigger picture of politics. And the bigger picture is, if America goes down, we're all fucked.
Yep.
So if that goes, you know, we need to be looking at this ball, not this ball over here. I know records being sealed for the baby, mother and baby homes, all that shit. It's a terrible thing, but in comparison to what's about to happen in the States, it pales in comparison. And if anybody who's listening who has being involved in the mother and baby homes. I'm not getting at you. I'm not saying it's not important, but right now we have riots on the street. We have all sorts of crazy stuff going on.
You're talking about the global scheme of things.
I want things to just calm down right now. Nathan, why are you pointing at the computer furiously?
Can you just explain what it is? Teresa's here. She doesn't know what it is.
What to
What you're
explain?
talking about? She's from Missouri.
Oh, the mother and baby homes.
The mother and baby homes.
Basically, in Ireland, if you weren't married and had a child, you were what's called a fallen woman. And
Now, this is a system that was in place up until about 1991, wasn't it?
1996 is when the last one closed its doors. But basically, the Sisters of Charity, they were started by 3 British businessmen
Yep.
who wanted to rehabilitate prostitutes. And the first actual mother and baby home was started in London.
Sorry, Richie. 3 businessmen wanted to rehabilitate. So were they actually doing it out of the goodness of their heart?
No,
Or
they
was
just
this
wanted
a scam.
No,
Tidy
it
up the
was
streets kind of thing.
It was tidy up the streets kind of thing. Prostitution was rife.
So like drunk tanks for prostitutes.
Yeah, because it was post World War One, and there was a lot of households were missing the alpha.
Oh, okay.
And then women had to earn a living. What's the oldest trade in the world is prostitution. So there was an explosion of prostitution in England.
Right.
They never legalised it properly. It's decriminalised in Soho, in London. That's the only place.
Okay,
But
so
anyway,
baby
these guys
homes, yeah.
started it. When they opened their Irish operation, they handed it over to the nuns, and it became big business. These laundries.
Okay.
And basically another massive business sparked out of it was stealing their babies off them and selling them to wealthy American adoptee parents.
Niall Boylan.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then fast forward to, was it 2001? Some lad doing a bit of digging on a former mother baby home site opens a septic tank and there was hundreds and hundreds of dead baby bodies in
I
it.
forget where was that.
Tuam in Galway.
It's like
Tuam, yes.
790,
Yeah.
wasn't it?
But he went to the people who wanted the priests and stuff, and it was covered over, and he was sacked. And then he told somebody else, and they went down, and then it was cemented over, and there was a long, long process until they actually exhumed them and reburied them.
I mean, on a level
It's
of on a level of cool to dodgy, that's dodgy. It's dodgy as fuck.
Dodgy
But-
AF.
But with everything that's going on in the world right now, we cannot be.
It's a local
concentrating
problem.
on that.
It's in the global scheme of things, it's just a local Irish problem.
But even with COVID,
yeah, it doesn't. It fails in comparison.
we need to deal with these massive problems, and then we deal with the assholes who covered this shit up.
Yeah, but they're trying to cover this shit up because we've these massive problems to distract
Yes, and
us.
I agree. I totally agree with
And
you.
they're playing out the COVID thing to cover up everything because they're hoping people will forget about the Epstein Island and the fact that there's a large percentage of the world's elite were taking part in these things.
Chris Rock.
Everybody.
Chris Rock was on the plane.
Everybody.
And Bill Clinton.
Actually, somebody said something earlier on. We were talking about paedophiles. Don't know why we were talking about paedophiles. Who was it? You, me, Ed?
But do you think that was the
Dunno.
only island in the whole globe
No,
where
it
this
fucking
shit
wasn't.
happened?
No, it wasn't. And we were saying, is paedophilia a big thing in the black community? Because it seems to be a very white oriented.
No,
thing.
it's
no, we were
massive
saying
in
that,
Asia.
there's more perversions in white people.
Because we were talking about the double standards. Yeah, it was me and you, Ed. Yeah, we were talking about double standards with. So, let's say a 30-year-old man has sex with a 14-year-old girl. Yeah, exactly. My thoughts exactly. Women will go, ugh. Men will go, ugh. But reverse the roles.
Lucky boy.
Yeah, there you go.
There you go. A 30-year-old teacher with having sex for her 14-year-old student. We all kind of go, meh.
It's like that South Park
no,
episode.
I go, ugh.
Because you're a woman.
Because I'm a no.
Yeah.
I don't.
No,
like,
it is.
I don't want to be with a kid. No. Like,
Yeah, but for
ugh.
the kid.
Yeah. Because
Oh, for the kid, you're alleged.
You're thinking about it from the dude's perspective.
Yeah.
You're putting yourself in that. You're not putting yourself in that 14-year-old boy.
do you
But
know,
you're.
I've literally saw debates on this where women are going, it's not as bad a crime. And you're like, hold on a fucking second.
No,
You're
no,
a
it is.
paedophile.
Yeah.
You are molesting or
Yeah,
grooming
yeah.
a
A
child.
child, yeah.
You need to go to
No,
prison.
yeah.
But did you know over in the States, the prison sentences for women are lesser than it is for
Yeah,
men
because we're weak.
for having sex with kids?
Yeah, because we're
Yeah, but
we're weak
Oh,
little
because you're
things.
precious little
we're
women,
We're
yeah.
delicate.
But see,
Aiden.
the
We
argument
couldn't do
there, right?
that.
It's more down to the grooming and the psychological side of it is, but it's easier for a man to rape a woman than it is for a woman to rape a man.
Not if there's age concerned.
Wait, what?
Not if age is concerned.
There's some jacked 14-year-olds going around the place now, man.
Yeah. Well, on that note, we are going to have to go to our very first ad break. That hour flew in, so we will see you in about 6 minutes' time.
So, Billy, does your social media look like a teenager's bedroom?
What? Full of Justin Bieber posters?
No, you incompetent fool. Messy and unorganized.
Yeah, it kinda does. But what can I do about it?
Oh, poor simple Billy. Why not put all your social media in one convenient place?
But gee whiz, mister, how can I do that?
With Social QR, of course. It's easy, fast, and free.
But what's social QR?
Well, Billy, I'm glad you asked. Social QR is a one-stop shop for personal and business social media users to have all your social media in one place. Easy to set up, easy to share, and fully customizable, with your own custom QR code suitable for digital and print media.
Jiminy crickets, so now it'll be as tidy as my web browser?
So don't forget, Billy, that's socialqr.xyz. And Billy, take down the Justin Bieber posters.
Aww.
Every day, Richie has to drive 2 miles to bum tobacco from his friends. With your generous donation of only $19.20 a week, Richie won't have to sponge from his friends. Text Richie to 5210342 27591268089 so we can finally tell Richie to piss off.
From its rich traditions beginning when the first AM radio transmission was broadcast in the year 1900 to present day, where radio is still the most listened to form of media and the #1 source for people of all ages to enjoy their favorite music and discover new artists. Sure, the technology has changed, but the concept has stood the test of time throughout history. From the end of World War II,
General Eisenhower informs me that the forces of Germany have surrendered to the United Nations. The flags of freedom fly all over Europe.
to the falling of the Berlin Wall.
Our top story. The Iron Curtain between East Germany and West Berlin has come tumbling down.
To the U.S. entering the War on Terror.
None of us will ever forget this day, yet we go forward to defend freedom and all that is good and just in our world. Thank you. Good night, and God bless America.
Generations across the world are united by music as it transcends all language barriers. It brings everyone on planet Earth closer together. We at iStreamRadio.ie understand what radio has done for the world and would like to thank radio for its 100-plus years of service. Radio has been here through thick and thin. Thank you, radio.
Imagination is the beginning of creation. You imagine what you desire. You will what you imagine. And at last, we create what you will. Don't wait for the right opportunity. Let us create it. When the virtual world of the internet, ideas, dreams, and concepts have become a reality, now is the time to bring your idea to the digital world. MilestoneMedia.ie offer a full range of digital services such as web development, hosting, audio, and visual services. Inspiration has a new platform. MilestoneMedia.ie. Experience the difference.
Tired of getting more screwed over than your cousin Jesse's pig? Sick of those uppity cowboys over at the Irish Insurance Federation? Is your vehicle being overpriced because it's undervalued? Does your annual quote leave you feeling sicker than the morning you woke up beside your sister? Well, leg it down to Leggett Insurance. Leggett Insurance is the answer to all your insurance needs. Bored off the road? No problem. Old lady turf you out and you gotta move your collection of lawn art? That's okay. Underage? Well, shit, that ain't your fault. Our unique style of cover provisions includes a real insurance disc to put in your windshield and the understanding that if something goes wrong, you use our groundbreaking policy. Run as fast as you can before anyone gets your wrench. The golden rule is to make sure you pick up any bits of your car left behind so you can't be identified. Your one-off payment of $29.99 annually provides all of the above. And for an additional $40, we provide you with a full windscreen worth in your very own Leggett disc holder. Just call us on 2800 Yeehaw! That's 2800 Yeehaw! Sail through that checkpoint today!
Itchy, smelly scrotum getting you down. Worried about ball sweat on the dance floor? Well, worry no more. new sandalwood and lavender-scented Man Ponds has your nutsack covered. Our unique smell-inhibiting fibrous wadding ensures your most repugnant odors are kept to yourself. So next time she drops the hand, you can feel confident it's not into a vat of nut soup. And don't forget, you can be the sweetest smelling stud in the nursing home with new Man Ponds Twilight Edition for seniors. Order our economy size 86 pack today on manponds.org. Man Ponds, because you don't need to smell any worse.
The Supernatural Dogshit podcast is controversial and confrontational and may cause offense to some. Listener discretion is advised.
And you're very welcome back to the Supernatural Dogshit podcast, live for this Tuesday evening. If you're listening to a load of noise, we've all just ran back into the studio.
Sorry. Ask me if anything interesting happened this week.
Did genuinely, were the ads over?
Yeah.
Because we were all in. Richie helped himself to a cup of tea.
Mm-hmm.
Rebakka got.
Oh, I had a pea and a tea.
Oh, a pea and a tea.
I had a pea and a tea.
And what did you get?
Oh, I got a hot chocolate.
Ooh, what type of hot chocolate?
Both.
Oh, did you mix the Cadbury's
Yes, I did.
with the Oreo?
Ooh.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, we got a new Tassimo machine. They're pretty decent.
Amazing.
But the issue is, Richie has been having a big problem. He'll come around here. Richie works 2 jobs, a hard-working guy, family man. He'll come around here in his spare time to do the podcast. Then he will drink 20 billion coffees.
Yes, I go home and stare at the ceiling all night. Twice a week.
Twice a week. I'm pretty sure your missus must be getting fed up with it now.
She's fed up with me anyway.
Richie, you need to trim your eyebrows, by the way, man.
No, leave that shit go, man.
You're looking like Desmond.
It's the only hair I have.
No problem.
Not true. Look at your body.
No problem.
It's the only hair I have that people want to see.
Just for our listeners, again, being very amateur tonight, that Mr. Lynham had to leave the studio to do something. That's all I will say.
That's fair enough.
He had to do something. So, Richie's going to do the social media stuff.
So, guys, you can text or WhatsApp into 085 272 7212. Yeah. Or you can get us on Spotify, YouTube, Facebook, Podbean afterwards. We really would like it if you'd like and share. Share being the most important thing, but you're not cool and you probably won't do that. Just check us out. Listen, share the podcast so people can see it and we can get rich and ignore all of you.
And if you don't, we will be around to steal your firstborn. Very biblical. Very biblical.
So shall it be written, so shall it be done.
We have it down to a fine art at this
point. In fairness, I do actually know some couples who will be like, yeah, take the little fucker.
Yeah.
Some people just shouldn't be parents.
No, like you can get a license for a dog, but you don't have a license to be a parent.
Oh, I'm going to be really controversial here for one particular person who does listen all the time. Do you think, if you're a single mother, that you deserve a Father's Day?
Yeah.
What?
Yes, there should be single Mother's Day.
What, like, as well as Mother's Day?
You have Mother's Day.
We have Mother's Day.
Yeah, but on Father's Day, there should be a segment for single mothers. Because they're doing the 2 roles, they should get the 2 days.
Richie, I'm disappointed with you.
No, look,
I'm disappointed. Not at
wouldn't be like me to go against the grain.
Never.
I grew up with a single mother, never met my father. Father's Day used to roll around in school and everyone would be there making their Father's Day cards and I was sitting there super awkward.
Planning your bird funeral.
Because it wasn't common. It wasn't common. Richie. It wasn't common in the 90s. Not like nowadays. All the teachers are trained to know probably half.
Yeah, because the mother and baby homes, you're all ushered away and sold off.
Gone.
The reason why
I survived.
The reason why I asked this is because on the last Father's Day, I was talking to a very good friend of mine who is a single mother, and she's done a wonderful job. She's raised 2 beautiful daughters. Her husband passed a long time ago. The kids barely got to know him.
Yeah.
And when I went in and met her, she said, "Are you not going to wish me a happy Father's Day?" And I went, No, you're a mother.
Yeah.
I said, "You get Mother's Day. I get Father's Day. You get Mother's." Yeah, but I was the mother and the father.
No, you weren't.
I said, "No, you weren't. You were the mother, and you will never replace the father."
Yeah.
Because it's impossible for a woman to replace the position of a father.
Yes.
Same way it's impossible for a man to become a woman.
Well, did you see this thing?
Booyah. Actually,
what?
For once, I agree because we made a little pact before the show, just for a couple of weeks, and we'll explain afterwards.
Okay.
Yeah,
I can't bring up Sam Smith then, no.
Why?
Sam Smith was in the news during the week because
Sam Smith's an attention seeker.
Sam Smith is what is it? He has no gender, isn't it? He
fuck that.
So it likes to be referred to as they or them or this, you know.
They, them, these,
yeah. So
Alphabet people.
all of the media have to refer to Sam as they or whatever, this or whatever it is. But last week he came out and he said he wanted to be a parent, and he said in his interview, "I can't wait to be called Mammy."
Oh,
right?
Piss off.
So,
okay.
Which
so
is it then?
Yeah, this is what confused me, because it's kind of like, we're going, do you.
Yeah, but somebody else was a child.
But you're contradicting things here now. You're suddenly saying you can't be referred to as he or she or this way. You have to be referred to as they or them, but you want to be called a mom.
Oh, did you hear the new thing?
Surely you would be a parent.
Yeah, but see, this is just what happens when someone is full of their own shit.
Did you hear the new thing about, instead of calling them babies, they're babies?
Oh, no.
No, it's a baby.
Babies.
No.
I watched a transgender couple, and to be quite honest with you, it was one of those moments. I'm watching them on TV, and I'm actually saying to myself, what did you transgender into? Because it was quite androgynous. It was one of those moments where I'm going, did you trans from a woman to a man or a man to a woman? I was just really, honestly confused.
You didn't know where it was.
What they originally were in life, and they were saying, we don't want to call them a baby, it's a baby, and they get to pick their gender when they get older.
Baby's gender neutral already.
Yeah,
it's a baby. It doesn't mean it's a boy or a girl.
That's what I couldn't understand
baby.
with Sam Smith. Is parent is a neutral term. Just be a parent. If he said in the interview, "I can't wait to be a parent," no issues, no problems.
I'll give you an outrageous one. A couple of weeks ago, I was making a delivery, and I knocked at someone's door. Hello, they answered the door. They sent out a child to the door, and it was a little young girl, and she was gorgeous, a little cute girl. And I handed her the package, and I says to her, I says, "Thanks very much, sweetheart." The mother stormed out from the kitchen, and I promise you, she said to me, "What did you just call her?" I said, "I called her sweetheart." And she said, "How dare you?"
What?
Blah, 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 blah. Something about sexually harassing. I promise you.
What?
Oh, my God.
I looked at her, I said, "Sweetheart," to your woman, to the older woman. I said, "Your child is here, but trust me, if she wasn't, I wouldn't be calling you sweetheart," and turned and walked away from the door.
Yes.
That's the fucking world.
If only you had the Horatio Kane sunglasses and
But that's the world we live in, that people would get offended at me being...
They're looking for something to get offended at there.
I was just being nice to the kid.
Yeah.
No, I didn't. I did once accidentally misgender a child.
Yeah.
And that was totally my fault because I wasn't looking. And what was it? I said, good man. And it was a little girl. And she kind of looked at me as if to say, "Did you just call me a man?" But then again, we live in one of those worlds where I can call Rebakka a dude.
Yeah.
You know, or "Hey man, how are you?" Blah, blah, blah. So, you know, it's interchangeable.
No, that woman just seriously needs to go to sub-Saharan Africa for 2 weeks.
What? Just say it out loud.
He's just rocking,
Get on with it.
Rocking the censorship.
Say it out
hard.
loud.
I'm not rocking any censorship.
Do you know who
Tell
Ed
him
is
to
like?
Get on with it.
It's the whole...
He's over here the other side of the studio like he's flagging an aircraft on a fucking aircraft carrier.
Yeah, because I can't trust you to have a bit of fucking manners or decency about you.
What did I do that was unmannerful or indecent?
It's just in you.
Where do we
Usual
start?
thing. Usual thing. I'm on tender hooks around it.
Why are you transitioning at the minute?
Whoa.
What?
If you're on tender hooks, my friend, for all of the weeks that I've been saying to you, you're a snowflake.
Yeah.
That means you've just confirmed it by saying that you're tender and soft. I need a little bit of bubble wrap.
You
to
know
wrap
damn well
around
that's
me.
not what I said. So you can conflate this any way you want. People at home listening know what I said. You know what you said.
We'll get next
week.
week.
Your bloody blah over
next
here.
week, what we're going to do is we're going to bring in a shipment of cotton wool, bubble wrap, and we're going to wrap you up in it, and then we're going to just put the microphone through the wrap, and then you can talk from in there, and then nothing can get you.
Have a safe space.
I'm going to repurpose that Perspex bender we have to just seal you in plastic.
That's fine. As long as
he'd probably live longer.
preserve me, like
Preserve what's left.
Oliver Plunkett's head.
I'll just stick him on a little stretcher and wheel him into hotel rooms. We can have bukkake parties to feed him every night.
Oh shit! Did we lock Nathan out?
Yeah.
Is it like the front door open?
No, that's his problem.
That's his problem.
It is his problem, but he needs to come in and do a few bits and pieces. So can you do me a favour, Richard? Can you please come out now and just leave the door on open just slightly and take your headphones off like I didn't earlier.
That was amazing, by the way.
I got up to walk out of the room
and I tried to wave at you and point, but you're not listening to me at all.
No, because I am slightly retarded.
You are.
I am. Now, another thing that we should say about the word retarded.
No, we've said this already.
It means to hold back.
No, but we haven't.
No, it means to slow.
No, we haven't said it on air. So
we have.
I do use the word retarded all the time, but I use it in the old-fashioned sense.
Mm-hmm.
I would never look at a person in a wheelchair or with a disability and go, "Oh, they're retarded." I think anybody who does that is a bully and an asshole.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, absolutely.
I use the word retarded in the way it was intended to be used, which is slow.
Yeah.
Retarded means slow. Fire retarded material, what does it mean?
It slows the burn.
There we go. So, people don't get offended at the word retarded unless I'm saying it to you specifically. Then you can get offended.
Yeah. Or spasticated.
No,
that's
is that a medical term?
No, it's not.
It used to be, but it's been changed since.
Spastic was a medical term. Spasticated, it was just an Irishism of it.
Oh, was it?
Yeah,
because we used to say that when we were kids all the time.
Yeah.
I know my parents' generation used to say it, but they didn't mean nothing by it. They were just like how they describe symptoms.
Isn't it amazing how words have transformed?
Yeah.
Well, they have now, yeah. You really have to
Like
watch your
they
P's and
was
Q's.
used to talk about a group of people. Now
And
it's
now-
just one person.
And now it's just one person.
And all their bullshit inside their head.
So let's.
Well, actually, you would if you were talking about someone, you say, "Oh, and then they went and did such a thing."
Yeah,
But is that not in like a
past tense. Yeah, they're playing around with everything they can mess around with.
They went to the shop.
Let's make everything
Well, sure,
special and unique
here.
just for me.
At the end of the day, what of it?
Oh, no,
what
it's-
impact
it's-
has it on you?
it's not
It's annoying.
past-
Leave them at it.
It's not past tense. It's not past tense because if I was to say to you, they have a big cock, that's not past.
No, you say,
I'm
you're
confused.
not using correct English. You'd say he has a big cock.
Yeah, but you can say they have a lovely set of norks.
Yeah, but how like in this multicultural
Norks?
world we live in, when
Like
somebody's
spiral?
learning English and learning how to use grammar correctly, and then they come over here and the alphabet people have changed it all.
Sorry, Ed didn't know what norks were.
Norks tits.
Yeah.
I thought Norks were like the bad guys in Spyro 1.
And what a lovely
And
set
the
of
boobies.
norks.
I'm with you. I thought they were from Spyro too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you just said, let them at it. Let them at it.
Let them at it.
Yeah,
Who
the-
cares?
I don't mind. I swear on my children's lives, if people want to be called they, them, z's, your, whatever, you walk away. If your group of friends want to call you that, off you go. You're not doing nothing to do with my life.
Yeah, it's no
but if
harm.
you walk over to me and I say, good evening, sir, and they go, how dare you, I'm going to have you done for a hate crime,
Yeah.
then I'm going to say, well, your teeth belong down the back of your throat because you're attacking me.
I'd just go, you're clearly not well in the head and you're insane. Goodbye, sir.
Bye. So it's better to, and it is, and I genuinely do think this, it's better to ignore these people instead of letting them scream and shout and get their own way.
Give them no time.
It's
So,
like an advert. It's pointless if no one's looking at it.
so let's get all super serial.
Yeah,
Ooh.
let's get on with it.
Let's get super serial. Ed's clearly not in the humour of doing the podcast tonight. So
No, neither am I. I came down here with a headache.
let's get over. Have you still got a headache?
A banger of a headache.
I have Panadol there if you
I
want
took
some.
2 of them and they were useless.
Really? My Panadol?
The green ones that were there.
Yeah, the green ones,
The
yeah.
Active
They're not
Pad,
too bad, man.
It's not affected my headache. I'm on my 3rd pint of water.
Try a bit of heroin.
Are you hungry?
No, I've eaten.
Okay.
Jesus knows what it is. Anyway,
How many Milky Ways did you have?
do.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Anyway, let's get serious.
Hold on, what was that song?
That was Pretty Fly for a White Guy, The Offspring.
Yes, it was.
1997.
You don't have bands like that anymore.
Yeah, because music is dead.
Music is shit.
It's
And
dead.
especially that.
How very Nietzsche of you.
Nathan's not here, so let's all talk about Nathan. Let's really rip the
His-
shit out of him, his taste in music.
Oh, wait till I tell you this.
Go on.
Wait till I tell you this. So, he showed me this thing. I forget what it was. It's some sort of a thing.
His penis?
No, it's some sort of a thing on YouTube where you. It's like a bookshop and they get bands into jam. So, anyone who knows what I'm talking about, text into 085 272 7212.
Nice. But anyway, Sting and Shaggy were doing a jam session on it. Like, small venue. There's only 20 people in it, yeah. And they started playing Sting, Shape My Heart. And he was like, oh, man, they're covering I think it was Kendrick Lamar who said, they're covering a Kendrick Lamar song here. That song there. Listen to the guitar. It's like, no, that's Sting's song. No, it's Kendrick Lamar. They're covering Kendrick Lamar. No, that's Sting's song, Shape My Heart. No, it's a Kendrick Lamar song. They're covering it. It's like, no. Kendrick Lamar covered his song, or sampled it.
He's 28. He's 2 years younger than you. How the fuck does he know who the police are? Not only that, the other night, not the other night, a couple of weeks ago, do you remember I had my shroom experience?
Yes, I do.
So, Nathan had his shroom experience as well. So, and I also know that.
May I interject?
Please.
Apologies to all listeners because there was no Halloween show.
Good man yourself. And we forgot to do anything interesting happened this week. But there was no Halloween. There was no Halloween show because genuinely some really big things came up, and it was a case of there was 3 of us that just couldn't be here. It would have been just Ed on his own.
I rocked up here hungover as
fuck.
And
where was I?
I was so hungry. You weren't fucking here. Nobody was fucking here.
There we go.
And I was here, got out of my bed,
angry,
comfy hungover self, turned into a very cranky hungover self when I realised there was nobody fucking here.
So let's attack Nathan. He's not here.
His music taste sucks. His car sucks.
We were... Oh, fuck, he just walked into the room.
I was listening in the car the whole time.
Were you listening? He was listening in the car.
Your taste in music.
I'm going to tell this story regardless. So Nathan had his first experience with shrooms, and it just... Look at him going, oh no, don't tell anybody, because if anybody knows... Blah, blah, blah. Don't care. What? 10, 20, 30... What?
15.
10, 20?
Experience.
Oh, yeah, okay, yeah. You're confusing people when you do that, asshole. So, he had his first room experience. Mm-hmm. And I played... When I do experiences like that, if I smoke a doobie, I like to manipulate the situation around me so it's the most comfortable, for lights and mood and all. To just get
you like to set an ambiance.
Yes, exactly. So, I set an amazing ambiance that night. And we were, tripping balls. But... I played a song and I fucking blared it in his headphones, and it was David Gilmour, Comfortably Numb, with an amazing guitar solo.
Yes.
The solo in it is just, your brain's just going to explode.
Literally.
The following day he says to me, who was that? I said, David Gilmour. Who's David Gilmour? I was like, there is no hope.
Nathan.
David Gilmour. For God's sakes, man.
Looks like he's just another brick in the wall, man.
There we go. For anybody who's listening who's under the age of 1, David Gilmour is Pink Floyd. What an amazing guitarist.
What an amazing band, man.
Stop. Time.
Oh. So
money!
Before we go on to the serious shit, because I know you do have a lot to say, and it is going to be quite serious. I'm sorry, but we forgot to do it at the start. I don't want to do it in the third half because we have competitions and all that type of stuff. So we'll start from Nathan because he's really unprepared over there. Mr. Lynham, anything interesting happening to you this week?
Oh my God, why do you have to do that? Before you do that as well, can we just say, I was listening in the car on the way, and you said there's only 3 years between you and Ed. There's something about that 3-year generation that there is a massive difference. Just that 2 years.
Bullshit.
No.
Pink Floyd.
To be fair, I know 24-year-olds with more cop on than you.
Pink Floyd.
I'm an exception.
No. You're exceptionally bad.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Pink Floyd.
Not even
Dark Side of the Moon. I know exactly who Pink Floyd were. I just didn't know that was your guys' name.
I'm going to take a wild guess. 1972? More?
74, I think.
Yeah, I would have said 76, yeah.
So Pink Floyd 1976, before I was born, before he was born, before Richie was born. We know it. Why don't you?
I distinctly remember the first time I heard Comfortably Numb.
What did you think?
I think I was 11, 12. I remember being in the car with my uncle and hearing the song, and we pulled into the house and it was still playing, and it was one of those, no, don't
leave yet, just listen.
Don't turn off the engine. What is this? Yeah,
No, I know exactly who Pink Floyd are. I just didn't know that was the name of the lead singer, David Gilmour.
No, but you didn't know the song Comfortably Numb either.
No, I didn't.
Yeah,
I didn't.
Richie has his face
He hates
covered.
me right now. Go on, take it.
He's the fucking guitarist.
Don't know he said he was a singer.
Now I feel even worse.
Why do you think Pink Floyd were such legends in what they done? That music is just, it's mind blowing.
Incredible. To be fair, like the thing that you played, it actually blew my mind.
Oh, I'm going to tell. Well, Rich
Aiden.
wants it. Yes.
We're in the second half.
Yes.
It's supposed to be serious.
Yeah.
We're 25 minutes in.
Yeah.
Let's stop
trailing
wasting our
off.
time on this guy.
It's
And
wait,
Yeah.
wait. Did you do anything interesting this week? We can't break the mold.
I'm on the spot. Okay, the only weird thing, it's only, what day is it? Tuesday. Oh, I had all weekend. God damn it. I worked all Halloween, but a weird thing did happen. I got a wave off the guards as I was going around a roundabout. They were like, oh, hello, we know you. We recognize your car from the town. And I was very surprised. It was quite weird.
Richie, take the mic off him.
Yeah, please. Take
Take the fucking mic off him. So, Rebecca.
Yes.
Did anything interesting happen to you? And it doesn't have to be this week, in the last couple of months.
Well, something interesting did happen to me this week, which
Okay.
I already discussed prior to the show, is that I got Mario Kart Live
Epic.
Circuit, amazing game ever. I know, I haven't even played it yet. I'm just going based off a trailer, like Mario Kart for the Switch, which is live in your room as you're playing it.
But it's an
And-
actual physical card.
So you set up the track in your house, and then you have the Mario Kart cars, and then you play it on your Switch, on your console or on the TV.
And there's a camera
There's
on the
a
car.
camera on the
yeah,
little
and
RC car.
and it goes around the track. And there's really cool videos of people with their like cats running after it and stuff.
It looks
And
pretty awesome.
I just think personally very innovative. I got
Nintendo for the life, yeah, man.
I got shown this in work, and I had it bought within about 3 minutes. Like, I had to. I just like the Switch. I think is a great console, and I think Nintendo are doing really great things with it at the moment.
That's impulse buying right there.
No, but Nintendo, they just, whatever everybody else is doing, they'll just go, right, well, we're going to go the other way.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And it seems to work for them.
Yeah.
No, they created that Switch console, and it's like handheld on your TV. Can play it like a Wii. You can,
There was that other thing where you could like make keyboards for it and put it in a little bug box. You could just, what was that thing with the box, with the cardboard thing?
Yeah. The cardboard. Yeah, I do. Yeah,
I can't remember the name of it. It was
I can't
amazing
remember it
looking.
either, Yeah. But it's good. Like, it's a pity there's not more games out, like, because they're very, like Zelda, Pokemon, that kind of stuff has been there. But they're a lot of puzzle based games.
Yeah, but
and
see,
stuff
there's,
like that.
there's so much time being spent making the same game every year for the
Yeah.
Xbox and the PlayStation, you know.
Yeah.
So, Mr. Harris, anything interesting happened to you?
Yeah. I took a while for Gary.
Okay.
And I was sick of having too many couches in the living room.
And now the couches in the fucking studio.
And too many dodgy, broken office chairs in here. So I brought one of the couches out of the living room and put it in here, and I stand by that decision. This is so comfy.
I'm enjoying it.
It's awesome.
I'm going to make an admission here.
What?
I hate the chair. It's ugly as fuck. Doesn't
Just
belong
needs
in
a throw.
the studio.
Just a nice throw.
Yeah, just a nice throw.
No, but bear
I
with
love
me.
it.
When I originally bought the stuff for this studio, Richie, you're now sitting on one of the chairs that I bought. They look very nice, but how shit are they?
It'd be more comfortable if I was sitting in a Renault 9.
Because they're so flimsy. They fell. Rebecca was here last week,
Oh,
sat
yeah.
in that chair.
The whoa chair.
And went, whoa!
Happened to me as well.
And fell out. Everybody's fallen off that chair so far.
Yeah.
And
And that ain't my problem no more.
no, it's not, because you're nice and comfortable on the couch over there.
Aiden,
Yeah.
did anything interesting happen to you
Don't
since the last
avoid. No,
podcast?
you didn't. We didn't ask you, my friend.
We'll get me last.
Okay, something interesting-ish.
Go on.
I bought the camera.
Oh. How much did you spend on it?
€1,500.
Bargain.
Yeah. Now, this is a 4K professional camera. The week after, I'm going to get the DJI Ronin gimbal. So we're going to be able to do lots and lots of funny videos.
Nice.
Yes. But that's really it. So over to you, Richie.
Halloween night, I was at a house party. And we weren't socially distancing. We weren't following lockdown rules because we don't give two fucks. And we were out the back smoking a cigarette. And we noticed there was a big blaze and fire across the field. So myself and an actual member of An Garda Síochána, who was
Really?
attending the party also, we rocked down. And a bunch of young lads standing around a bonfire, intimidating old people. Because they lit a bonfire in the middle of a walking path. And there was old people on a walk. And we were on the way down to say, "Oh, don't go down there, they're being hassle." So we went down, just counted how many heads, what they were at. I said, right, we'll call it in. So rang 999. And I got an English woman on the phone. I said, please hold. I was on hold for about 5 minutes.
Okay.
And then I got this narky, stupid, old Irish one.
Okay.
And she goes, well, we're getting lots of calls about that kind of stuff tonight. And I was like, well, I'm just ringing it in. It's wrong what they're doing. They're drinking. They have fireworks. They have lit a massive fire with tires and other stuff. It needs to be put out and someone needs to have a word with them. And she was like, well, you're wasting our time. And I says, no, I'm not. I says, the fire can spread. They could get injured themselves and they're causing distress to people. They're in a nice part of town where they shouldn't be. And then she's like, well, I have your details here and I'm reporting that you're wasting Carter time. And I says, well, hold on there. Hold on now a minute, missus. I says, I don't care what's going on everywhere else tonight. I says, there's a crime. I'm reporting it. She goes, oh, the call's gone in. The call's gone in. And I said, okay, fuck you.
Did you ask for her name?
No, I said, fuck you and hung up the phone.
I would have asked for her name. I would have definitely asked for her name.
No.
Definitely would have. I don't know why you didn't, man.
I thought of a good story that happened this week.
Oh, okay.
It's actually good. I'm gonna tell you the story of it and see if you recognise what it is, Aiden.
Okay.
Homemade jellies.
Oh, what a bitch.
Yeah,
What a bitch.
we were in Lingy's this week and Daniela was like to me, Nathan, I have these gummy bears that I made and there's melted chocolate inside them. Would you like to try one? I was like, yeah, sounds awesome. Comes out with this tray and it genuinely looked like gummy bears with chocolate melted inside it. It was 10-year-old grease from the bottom of the fryer with black dirt on it, and I grabbed it, took a massive bite out of it, started chewing it, and I was like, this is not gummy bears. This is the dirtiest thing I've ever tasted in my life.
It wasn't even the dirt. It wasn't the taste because I fell for it too. It was the texture. It was
chewing on a piece of fat, like.
No, not even
liquefied fat.
No, how can I explain the texture of this?
Lard.
No. Like rubber.
Mm-hmm.
But rubber that breaks really easy in your mouth.
Yeah, and as soon as you
like
tasted
old
it,
tire.
you knew.
Yes. Yeah.
You knew, and I got tricked. That's how good they look. They look like gummy bears. They were perfect, and you got tricked as well. So that is a better story than what I had. Thank you.
There you go. So now we're going to go to the serious part, my people.
I ain't got long for it, do we?
No, we don't. So, the question that we're asking tonight, and don't forget you can text into 085 27 27 212, text or WhatsApp, leave a message on YouTube or Facebook, and we will read them out if you have any questions in relation to this. So, I'm asking the question, have the government let people down who have pre-existing conditions? So, the likes of me, who has lung disease, there's people who have heart failure, and so many, so many of them.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I can't...
Too many to list.
Because our hospitals were jam-packed pre-COVID.
50,000 cancer patients have their treatment delayed.
Exactly.
50,000.
Mm-hmm.
Bear in mind, before this, there was 1 million people for various different waiting lists.
Yeah.
And it just goes to show that universal healthcare in this country is not working.
No, it used to work until they consolidated all the health boards into one and made shy of everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you and I could argue about this for hours.
Till the cows come home.
Yes, we have done. So I'm going to go over to Rebakka because Rebakka had a very personal experience that she witnessed.
Well, a few really.
A couple of them.
Yeah.
So let us know what they were.
Okay, so I suppose, well, obviously I'm going to be talking about maternity care in Ireland at the minute. So at 7 weeks I had a bleed, rang the doctor, had to go in, I was sent on to the early pregnancy unit in the hospital. So I went in and you have to attend alone. You are not allowed to attend with a partner or a friend or anybody, which goes against direct HSE advice on their website, which they still haven't updated. I checked it today to see had they...
What is that line on the website?
So on the website it says for your scans, especially the anomaly scans, etc., do not attend these scans alone. Please ensure you bring another person with you to these scans because you're about to face potentially traumatic information. Even the fact that they give the example of even if you find out you're having twins, that can be very traumatic to certain people. And now you have to go through that alone. So I walked in there that morning, 8 o'clock in the morning was my first appointment. I walked up to the unit in the hospital and I was met with a girl sitting on a corridor in a chair crying.
Okay.
On the entrance to the unit. So I stopped. I was unsure if she was waiting to go in ahead of me. Obviously wanted to be polite, didn't want to skip ahead of her, go past her. Wanted to make sure she was also okay. So I asked her what was going on. I said, are you waiting to go in? What's the story? And she said, no, I can't go in. I've just lost my baby.
Oh, God.
I said, okay. And she said that her partner was sitting outside in the car. He wasn't allowed in. She wasn't allowed out. Because there's obviously a certain amount of time you have to stay in the hospital. I don't know, whatever they're waiting for, whatever stage she was at, I don't know. So she was not put in a private room. She wasn't left in the company of even a midwife, a nurse,
Stuck
a
out in the
healthcare
corridor.
worker, anyone. She was left sitting on a chair in a corridor of a hospital going through a miscarriage. So I was diagnosed with low progesterone. Progesterone is the hormone that causes the baby to grow. So if your progesterones aren't high...
Do you want to mention what hospital you were in?
It was Mullingar Regional Hospital.
Okay.
Yeah. So low progesterone, the hormone that causes the baby to grow. Concern straight away there, if your progesterone levels aren't right, your baby isn't going to grow. So I was put on a supplement at 7 weeks then for the progesterone, and I had to attend the unit every 2 weeks after that up to the 13-week mark. During that time, the amount of women that I met who told me stories about... One woman told me about, she was from County Offaly, so Mullingar Regional Hospital will be her nearest maternity hospital. She started bleeding, kind of knew it was a miscarriage, it was a heavy bleed. She was early on in the pregnancy. She drove from Offaly to Mullingar, was advised by Mullingar Hospital there was no point bringing anybody with you because they're not going to be allowed in past the doors of the hospital anyways because of COVID. So she drove alone, went in through casualty, brought up to the unit and confirmed miscarriage. So she had to attend that. Was also due to low progesterone. So she had to come back and visit that unit because if she wanted to try again, they wanted to get her progesterone levels up good and high.
That should have made you really nervous then at that point.
Terrified, yeah. Like I went into that unit, like I really sick during the pregnancy anyways, like a lot of people, you know, with vomiting and all that crack that goes on. And but like physically ill while you're sitting there. You're left, you go in at 8 o'clock in the morning, you don't get out till about 1 or 2 out of that early pregnancy unit. They see about 12 to 13 women a day. Could be for any reason. Generally it's the likes of bleeds and things like that you're sent in for. And every woman is just sent in. You sit in these, you know, chairs, hard chairs, 2 meters apart in this room. You're not allowed to eat. There's a sign, you have to wear your face mask at all times. There's a huge sign in the room that says no eating or drinking permitted. And you're just left.
I thought women who are pregnant are exempt from wearing face masks.
No, not true. Certain women who are pregnant are exempt from wearing face masks.
You're exempt?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is that because of breathing difficulties?
Yeah, you can hear me now. But so a lot of pregnant, obviously... I don't really want to get into the face mask debate with Richie, but like, you know, I know some people are for and against them, but I probably would prefer to wear one some of the times when I'm in shopping. I was wearing face masks in March. Like,
no, is that because you're pregnant, or is it, would you, if you were not pregnant, would you feel differently?
Yeah, I was wearing, like, that's what I mean, is I was wearing them in March. Like I was.
Yeah,
I was wearing them before they were brought into legislation or brought through whatever they are at the moment. I was wearing the face coverings just for my own personal care. If they do nothing, they do nothing, whatever. But you're required to wear a face mask during your scans. You have to wear one.
And can I ask you, you do not have to answer this question. It's a very personal question. Have you ever suffered a miscarriage before?
I'd rather not go into that. We don't mind.
Okay. Yeah. Do you know anybody who has suffered miscarriages before?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So, what are the common signs for women who are miscarrying? Or is it just out of the blue, nowhere?
It can be, yeah. So it can be just sudden cramping, bleeding. But the problem with the symptoms of miscarriage is they're also the symptoms of something perfectly normal.
Oh.
So, you know, so bleeding is perfectly... Bleeding is totally normal during pregnancy.
Okay.
Totally normal thing to happen. Things can move around. Your intestines are falling into place. Everything's moving around in your body. I had a heavy bleed at 16 weeks. Just hematoma, bruising on the internal bruising.
But isn't there a very specific type of bleeding you should look out for?
When it progresses from spotting to heavy, yeah.
Okay.
And then you'll know when it passes.
Because I remember years ago when my ex had a miscarriage. It was a particular type of viscousy. The only way I could describe it, because I literally saw what happened, was it looked like fresh liver that had literally been passed.
Heavy clot.
Like exactly, like a heavy clot that has been passed.
But there is what's called a silent miscarriage.
What's that?
Where you miscarry without any bleed. So your baby has died, and you don't know until you get a scan and there's no heartbeat. In that case, there has to be a surgical intervention, or I think they prescribe tablets and stuff like that to help the baby to pass.
And was it you that was telling me a story? I can't be 100% sure. But I heard a story that there was a queue outside of the hospital.
That was in Limerick.
Pissing rain.
No, sorry, Galway University Hospital.
They were literally standing outside in the pissings of rain, and there was one woman who had miscarried, but she was literally standing in a queue with a load of other people with blood stains going down her legs.
Oh my
Yeah.
God.
Was it yourself that told me that story?
No, but I did read that story myself. Yeah,
I know I heard or saw it somewhere.
Yeah, I was Galway. That made good. That was one of the stories I think that's propelled this movement along. Like, there's a huge movement at the moment now because it's.
But you're getting now heavily involved in this, are you not?
Not hugely. Like, I'm not a campaigner by nature. I'm not
You'd be an advocate.
But yeah, I'm an advocate for the cause. Definitely, I have gotten involved in it. The more I think if I probably hadn't been visiting that early pregnancy unit so frequently in the early stages,
You
and
would've
heard,
seen
yeah,
enough,
I
yeah.
heard so many stories that you can't listen to that many stories and not
And
get
ignore
pissed
it.
off.
So what have
That-
you done? What positive steps have you taken?
Well, there's a lady. Actually, I have her name there on the phone. She's a senator, and she put an appeal out for people to send in their stories. So I sent in an email to her. The day I sent the email to her was the day that they announced the pubs are reopening. That was the day I got annoyed. Like that was the day that pissed me off. I remember I was sitting in work, and people were overjoyed, people were thrilled, the pubs are reopening, woohoo, things are coming back to normal, which I get, and I'm all for. We need normality needs to come back, but other steps need to happen first. It annoyed me that the government have sat there. How long do you think the meeting was deciding how much the €9 meal should be? A €9 meal has to be served before you can have a drink.
Because the Vintners Association got onto the government, and they actually have a bit of flag behind
Yeah,
them.
A
so
lot.
the vintners fought,
Yeah.
and then the vintners succeeded.
And there's nobody fighting for pregnant women. in this
And here's the thing, what's more important, a pint of Guinness or a woman who could
Yeah.
be miscarrying a child? Or not only that, or somebody who could be having a heart attack.
Anyone who needs any sort of
Exactly,
urgent
yeah.
care, yeah.
Yeah.
There's so many people so far that I've heard so many goddamn tragic stories where there was one guy who went, oh geez, I have an awful twinge in my chest, what's that? And he went, I'm not going to the hospital because I could get COVID.
Yeah.
And the man died of a heart attack.
Oh, Jesus
When I had, it
Christ.
was 4 weeks ago, I had a heavy bleed, and it started about 10:30 at night, 11 o'clock got worse. As it went on over the course of the hour, it got to the point where I was like, right, this isn't just spotting, this isn't something I can ignore. And the thought did cross my mind. I sat there thinking, I know somebody personally who works in Mullingar Hospital. I know for a fact there's COVID patients in that hospital. Do I go up? Do I want to go up? What do I do here?
Imagine you had to weigh up those odds.
I did.
like-
I sat there and I thought about it, yeah.
I just had a quick thought, and even that little quick thought seems to me to be a better idea than what they've implemented so far. And why not a mobile on-call midwife service?
There you go.
Where the midwife goes round to your house, gowns up, gets ready, goes in, does the visit,
Yeah.
and then goes off to the next
Yeah,
person.
we've been talking about this for 13 minutes, and there's an answer.
That's much better
And
than
you
what
know-
they've put in. And that woman having that miscarriage wouldn't have to stand out in the fucking rain like a pleb in a queue
Yeah.
to get basic health care.
Yeah.
You know
Yeah.
what the problem with that answer is? It's too fucking obvious.
Yeah,
It's too obvious, and it costs money.
yeah,
It costs money to do these things.
yeah.
It's going to cost them a lot more money when the libel case comes in next year or the year
And
after.
Yes.
Yeah, we're going to sue the bollocks off you.
Fucking hallelujah,
But, like,
because
look,
people will.
COVID, the lockdown happened here, the schools closed on 13th of March. So if you just go based off that date, they've had, 9 months to come up with an answer now,
Yeah,
and they haven't.
yeah.
They've
They had 9 months to reinforce their health service.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Which is the frontline
Shore it
service
up.
for dealing with COVID-19,
Yeah.
aside from everything else. And they've done fucking nothing.
nothing. Yeah,
What's happened now, even with the likes of Rebakka coming to light with the insider information to the National Association of General
GPs.
Practitioners, people he parties with, people
Yeah.
he's standing shoulder to shoulder with at pride parades. And that's more of a scandal than a woman having a miscarriage standing out in the fucking rain.
yeah, yeah. One thing I do have to say, though, and I do have to commend the staff of the hospital, and this seems to be across the board in the country from reading people's stories. The midwives are being unbelievable.
Oh yeah, but
they are.
It's a failing. I'm not talking about the midwives.
No, I know.
Yeah.
I just wanted to make that
I'm
point
talking about
out
the
there.
heads at the
staff.
HSE.
I do have to commend the staff in that hospital. They've looked after me so well every time I've gone in.
Yeah.
And they're so kind and they're so good.
Yeah, but they're no good to you when you're outside in the rain.
No. Yeah.
They're good to you when you come in the doors.
Yeah.
But the HSE, massive failings.
Yeah, huge.
That need to be addressed.
Yeah.
And they will be addressed when they're all being brought to the High Court and sued to the bollocks.
Yeah. It's just, I'm sitting there working in the hospitality industry, listening to every week the rules change for us. We can have 15 people outdoor. No, it's 30. No, it's 15. No, it's 15 in this area.
Pricking
no,
around.
It's a €9 meal. No, it's not a 9. Now you can serve a drink, but you can serve it if it's in this. If there's a 2 meters distance, if there's 1 meter distance, you can do. Stop. Just stop. And
It's so damn
go
confusing.
to
They
the
clearly
core.
don't know what they're at.
But go to the core of the issue.
But
Go to the
The
hospitals.
the biggest core of the issue is that COVID-19 is not the threat the media told it was going to be. And the problem is you've people working in the government and advisors who are everybody's getting their news from the same source, and the source is wrong.
But look, we cannot deny that there are people dying, but the people who are dying are either elderly, pre-existing conditions, overweight. Apparently being overweight is a huge problem as well.
Apparently it's the biggest factor.
One of the biggest factors, people who are overweight,
Yeah.
which I was like, wow, didn't know that. But just back to your story. So on the day that you went in and you met this girl, the poor girl who had lost a baby.
Yeah.
It's a bit of a twisted question I'm going to ask, but was she sitting there bleeding all over herself?
Not that I could see. No, I
Okay.
assume they
Did
provide you well with the pad you up and
Well,
everything.
that's what I was about to ask. Did she have
And I
any
don't-
dignity in that at all?
Yeah, and I don't know what stage of it she was at. I don't know, was she in the after I don't know. It's such a different experience for everybody as well, from what I know of it, from experiences I've heard and what I've talked to from other people. Like there is the likes of that silent miscarriage where you can go in for your 12-week scan and be told, sorry, your baby stopped developing at 7 weeks.
And when you were there that day, you were in for a scan, yeah?
I had to go in, so I had to go in every 2 weeks for bloods, scan, doctor.
And that would be, what's that scan called?
Ultrasound.
Ultrasound. So how was that experience with you? Was it a very hands-off experience? Did staff seem weird with you, or was it okay?
No, and I was just making that point to Richie, is the staff have been great. The staff in the hospital, the ultrasound technicians, so good. So kind, so good, so caring.
So where's the flaw in everything here? Let's pinpoint where you think the flaw was.
It's the powers that be.
Yeah, the management, the implementation.
Yeah, these upper people who are creating these rules of... I read a story. There's a group on Facebook called In Her Shoes, and they're inviting people to come on and share their story. They're trying to compile... they're trying to compile as many stories like mine, people who've gone through labour, people who've gone through miscarriages, people who've gone through things like that during the COVID, and they're trying to compile all of these, and they're putting it together into a document, and they're bringing it forward now in the next coming days.
Do they have a spokesperson?
They do. I actually have some of the details here.
Oh, great. What I might do after the show is I might get the name of the spokesperson. We might get them on the show just to make people aware of this, because I listen to a lot of radio, as you all know. That's one of my favourite pastimes, just to listen to radio. I haven't heard this once.
Yeah.
Not once.
Yeah, because it's RTE.
And no, I don't listen to that shit. You mental?
It's all RTE though. It's all fee funded.
So where are you now with your own health?
With the pregnancy?
Yeah.
Where at stage am I at?
No, sorry. With your health and after the bleed.
Oh
and
yeah,
everything.
no. So I'm all good. Like I was, went in with that bad bleed. It was put down to a hematoma, which is just a bruising, internal bruising. Basically, they didn't really have an answer for it. Could have been anything. Could have been just.
Okay, is that internal bruising caused by the pregnancy?
Yeah, internal bruising in the uterus.
So the child is in there, using your uterus as a punch bag.
Yeah, something like that.
Plus the anatomy is all moving around and getting
everything
ready.
is shifting. The placenta starts dropping into place. The baby's falling into place.
Well, I know I asked you this question privately off air, but will that type of bruising cause you problems during a natural birth?
That I won't know until next week. I think I have my anomaly scan next week, which is that's the kind of scary scan.
What's that for?
So anomaly scan is where they look for all the birth defects. So it's the kind of used to be you had to pay for it if you wanted to get an anomaly scan done. It was a private scan you had to get done. In the past 2 years now, they've introduced it into the healthcare system in Ireland, where it's provided free to every pregnant woman. So you get it done at 20 weeks. They do a deep scan where they check for everything, heart defects.
So previous to 2 years,
Previous to 2 years ago, you had to pay.
if you were medical card and you didn't have the money, it was like Russian
for
roulette.
anybody. No, for anybody, you had to pay for it.
So, for people who couldn't pay for this scan,
You didn't get
it was
it.
Russian roulette.
You didn't get it.
You either hope your child was normal or
Yeah. So they realised, I think, as excuse me, the years have gone on, that this scan is beneficial not only to the woman but also to the doctor who's going to be.
Of course.
Like the doctor needs to know if the baby's going to come out with one arm. You know, like
Yeah,
little
yeah,
things
yeah.
like that. Like they need to be prepared for the birth.
And how early does that type of scan happen?
So at 20 weeks.
20 weeks.
Yeah.
It's developed to the point where they can scan for these anomalies.
Yeah.
So that would 20 weeks would include limbs and that
Yeah.
type of stuff as well. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
There's enough baby there to make a predetermination.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
what is the cut-off point these days? Bit of a segue, but for abortion,
In Ireland, 12 weeks.
12 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
So can there not be a case made that this scan can't happen for 20 weeks? And if it's a case that the child has no arms, no legs, is going to be deformed in a really bad way and never have a quality of life,
Yeah.
is there a case to be made there for abortion?
I assume so. I tried to do a bit of research into this in the past couple of days. The only information I can seem to find on it was that they said if there is serious defects there that will cause the child to have no quality of life or are going to endanger the mother, you discuss that with your healthcare practitioner.
And would it be a case that they would allow you to deliver a child that would be so badly deformed?
There's a bit of a
Sorry,
segue.
and do you know what I done? I asked that question because I used the word they allow. I shouldn't have said that. What I basically mean is, should any woman make the decision at that point where no arms, no legs, something really drastically terrible?
Yeah. Sometimes the baby might live a couple of hours. Those kind of situations.
Yeah, why would any woman want to continue a pregnancy, Jordan? That
They could be living in hope.
If I was told
grow arms?
Yeah, look, I suppose it's so variable. It so depends on what it is. There's so many cases out there where women have been told, your baby is going to be born so badly, whatever it is that's wrong, that it's only going to live a couple of hours, and these babies go on to survive perfectly.
Yeah, but I actually, do you know what I did? I have heard stories about women who have been told your child's going to maybe survive a day or two outside of the womb, and they give birth to the child, and they have that day or two with them. But that's enough to help them through what's about to happen, like the whole grieving process.
I would. If I was told at this scan next week that my baby was going to live 2 hours, I would continue with the pregnancy.
Would you?
Yeah, I would. Yeah, 100% would. Yeah.
Okay, what? That's a terrible question. But what if the baby was so badly damaged that even after it's born, it would be a terrible quality of life? Would you be okay just to meet the baby?
Quality of life in terms of it would live for a couple of years, but have a very
No. So like it's gonna live for a couple of days, but it's no arms, no limbs, heart is all so many things. It's gonna die, but its existence outside of your womb is going to be terrible,
horrendous.
Yeah,
pain for the child.
Yes.
Yeah, it was like it's such a broad question to answer. I think
Tough
And it's a very specific set of circumstances. Like
it's.
Well,
You'd get a lot more information on it, I think, from a doctor if that was the situation. Could the doctor provide them with enough pain relief to allow those couple of days to be comfortable for the baby?
See,
or not?
what I'm trying to guess here, what I'm trying to get to is where you lie with these type of things. Because me and you have had conversations about abortion and pregnancy and that type of stuff. Hence the reason why you're here today is because you were hopping around your bedroom a couple of weeks ago because you wanted to come on and literally have a go at somebody who was saying some very, in your opinion, some very silly things about abortion. And one of those silly things was what?
So there was one, and it was a female guest that was on the show in the very early days, and she mentioned that the question was put to her about the man's point of view, the man's input in an abortion, to which she said there is none. That made me really angry. That really annoyed me because I just thought, like what you do a lot, Aiden, put the shoe on the other foot. So I try to think about it. So if a man carries the baby, I'm the sperm donor, right?
Yeah.
And then the man carries the baby, and I desperately want a child. I love children, and my boyfriend gets pregnant, and he goes off and has an abortion and doesn't consult with me. That would break my heart.
Yeah, you just murdered your child.
Would that be enough for you to go, you're not for me?
Yeah. Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a deal breaker.
Because
Like
I can't understand why women don't see that for men, that would be enough for me. If I was with a girl and she got pregnant, I was like, Jesus, happy days, I'm going to have a baby.
Yeah.
What an amazing, amazing experience. Because, one of the stupid things that I found when I was, and this is a bit of a segue, but when I was on the mushrooms, what I did was I was having a bit of an experience thinking about life and the conception of life.
Yeah.
And what a goddamn miracle it is. Because
Absolute miracle.
from the Big Bang, from the moment the Big Bang happened, the child within you was planned, was meant to be. And all of these mental things had to come together for that spark of life, this goddamn miracle that it came out of nothing. And we're willing to destroy it.
Yeah.
Just for the sake of our own life being comfortable.
Yeah.
And men having zero choice in it. One of the things you said to me about that story about the girl who was inside was that her husband was outside in the car.
Yeah.
My heart broke for him. And I don't want to sound sexist here. I'm not making it about men versus
terrible.
women. But when I heard about that guy, all I would want to do if that was my wife would be to run into her, put my arms around her and be a man.
Be with her.
And tell her, we'll get through this. It's okay. But she had to wait to leave the hospital and come out to a car in a fucking car park. Yeah.
Paying €2 an hour.
Yes.
Yeah.
Might
Getting
I add.
charged for the pleasure.
Yeah.
The indignity of what they're asking us to do for the sake of spreading a virus which is
no more harmful than the flu.
Harmful than
no
the
more
common
harmful than the flu.
Which has been proven. The Washington
And
Post wrote
our
it
death
yesterday.
rate is in line with last year's death rate pre-COVID.
Yeah.
The death rate hasn't changed.
I've actually heard that from a nurse that works in a nursing home. And they were saying, about half the residents had COVID, but I mean, they were getting better and no more. The figures were pretty much identical to the other years, the same previous 5 years. He actually said they'd come down a tiny bit.
Yeah, because of inactivity.
Can you just give us a little bit more information about that group? I'm genuinely interested in that group. Who they are, where we can find them, where women can find them.
Just while she's looking that up, relevant story. Guy I work with, his wife was pregnant and delivered. I think it was June.
Okay.
In the peak of all the panic.
Yeah.
And he's 2 little boys, and they had a girl coming.
Okay.
2 little boys are 4 and 5. I think they're 4 and 5 years old. Super excited to meet their little sister. And she had to be in the hospital for 5 days. And he got in 3 times to see his newborn child.
Well, that's totally different now. You're actually not allowed in at all.
At all.
Yeah.
You're allowed in, so you are allowed, the partner. So the woman, I go into labour right now. Okay. I'm brought to the hospital by my partner. My partner drops me at the door of the hospital. He is not permitted to walk through the doors of the hospital. I carry my bags to the labour ward myself. The staff are not allowed to handle my baggage, I bring them to the labour ward myself. Check in, I go into labour, we progress on. My partner sits outside in his car until I'm in what is medically considered active labour. This is where you're within an hour of giving birth. So when you're kind of less
You're dilated and everything.
You're 7 centimetres dilated, you're heading towards the 10. It's
delivery time.
It's delivery time. So he is invited in then. Now, this is the current, this is the way it stands at this moment in time. He's invited, he's contacted then, he's brought in, he's there for the delivery. He is allowed there for 1 hour post-delivery, and then he is asked
Sent away.
He's asked to leave, and you are not permitted any visitor whatsoever into the hospital after that.
Well, see, my big issue with this is, let's say that I know that you're in a relationship and everything's fine and dandy, but let's say we had a single mother who's about to give birth, and their mother and father are no longer with each other.
Yeah.
If they're no longer with each other and they're coming from 2 separate households, then I can understand the restrictions being a little bit tighter. But these are two people who are swapping spits on a daily basis.
Yeah.
So, I mean, if you have COVID, most likely your partner has COVID as well.
Yeah.
So I don't get the separating of them. Because if they need to take precautions, if you had COVID, they're still going to have to take the same precautions as if he was in the fucking room.
Certain hospitals, upon entry in labour, are doing a COVID test. No, I have no great issue if they want to test me for COVID upon entry.
Have you
to
done
the
the
hotel.
test?
I haven't, no.
Okay.
But I'd have whatever, if that's the procedure they want to implement in the hospital. I don't understand why they can't test your partner then at that moment in time also and put you in a pod.
Absolutely,
these
yes.
pods, you know.
See,
we've the technology.
Yeah.
But my biggest gripe with it all is the cases, and there's a lot of them, and I've heard a few of them, and we've a lot of foreign nationals in the country, a lot of people from the Eastern Bloc.
Yeah.
And there was a case I was told about of a girl from Poland who was in Ireland, she was single, had a one-night stand and fell pregnant. And she had to go in and deliver her baby all on her own. She only has a mother, she's over in Poland.
Okay.
She had a friend who came to the hospital with her. They didn't understand the jibber jabber and the panic. And her friend tried to come into the hospital with her, and security removed her because she wasn't even able to understand. She didn't have the grasp of English, and she wound up getting escorted from the premises. And then she had to go in and have her baby on her own. And then she was in the hospital for a week on her own with this newborn child.
And
absolutely terrifying, though, isn't it?
And no option of flying home.
Terrifying.
No, the thing that gets me right is okay. You can say it's a terrifying situation for the woman. We'll get on with it. Look, we're in the situation, and you will. Your survival instinct will kick in. No matter what is thrown at you, blood transfusions, whatever goes wrong, it's an emergency C-section. Whatever happens.
But
and
this
you'll
is
adapt,
a shared
and
experience.
you'll get on with it. I just my heart breaks to think of your partner sitting outside in their car, having absolutely no knowledge of what is happening
and
to you
your
inside.
Partner.
Yeah.
Having their rights removed.
Yeah.
Their rights have been removed.
Yeah.
In the name of absolute speculation. That's all it is.
The Washington Post came out yesterday and said it's not more harmful than the flu.
Yeah. The WHO came out and said it 3 weeks ago.
So many people.
They're advising against lockdowns now because now they're liable for the advice of lockdowns, and now they've changed their tune because it's like, oh, the blame game's coming and we all want to get out of this boat.
But see, I've heard so many horror stories about people having heart attacks, people, you know, who have cancer. I genuinely, there's a horrible story, but there was a woman, she went to her doctor because she had a lump on her breast, 22 years of age. And the doctor went, oh my God, we need to get you looked after straight away. 5 months later, not even a fucking mammogram. 5 months later,
fuck's sake.
the lump on her breast
It's gotten larger.
was as big as her breast. She went to a doctor several times, and the doctor was like, I can't do anything. I've wrote to them, I've called them, I've done everything I can. They would not bring this woman in. Now, I hope to God she can have it removed and it's not going to, you know, kill the woman. But if that girl dies, that's neglect on behalf
blood
of the
on their
government
hands. Blood on their hands.
that we pay our fucking taxes for these things.
Yeah.
Yep.
There's doctors in hospitals all over this fucking country right now who are standing around scratching their bollocks. I've seen it. I've been in a hospital myself.
It's not that they're scratching their bollocks.
They're scratching their
They're
bollocks.
tied. They are tied up because they're like we said. It's a pyramid. They're on the bottom rung of that pyramid, and they are getting fucked from the top and the bottom.
But it doesn't take away from the fact that these doctors are not doing their job because yes, their hands are tied. So they're standing around hospitals, nurses are standing around hospitals, orderlies are standing around hospitals, not doing their job because they're not being allowed to do their job.
They're not being allowed to do
all
their
these
job.
convoluted protocols to follow now, as opposed to what they were doing, which was just stretched to the hilt.
Well, we're going to have to go to a break now, but just before we go to the break, I'm going to line it up a little bit because I'm getting fucking angry.
I'm getting pissed off as
I'm
well.
getting so angry. About 2 or 3 days ago, I was driving around in the car and I started to get a pain in my left nostril that went up to my eye. And I was like, oh my God, now I use a specific type of fabric softener that smells delicious. I love it. It's one of those things where you rub the fabric and it gets even more smelly. Hold on, yeah, it's lovely. So I was in the car and I was rubbing the fabric and I'm going, fuck, I can't smell anything. Isn't that one of the signs of COVID, that you can't smell anything? Came home that night, got into bed, put the blanket over my head, woke up the following morning, let a massive fart. It was so bad I had to get out from the blanket and went, oh, thank God I don't have corona.
You can smell.
I could smell my own fart.
What if you're an asymptomatic supercarrier?
Oh! Nathan has some stuff to do before we go to the break.
Before we go to the break, guys, keep sharing. We only have a couple of shares. Megan says, yes, Richie. Graham Dowling's here. He says, that's what you call Obamacare. Shane Greville's very angry. But yeah, guys, do all our stuff. Share, go to our social website, do all that good stuff. Give us the likes. Instagram, Spotify, Podbean, all that good stuff. Text into 085 2727 212. And who wants to play head to head with Ed for 20 quid tonight?
Somebody.
Please. I think Graham Dowling should come on and play tonight.
Oh.
I think he'd be very good at this game.
Yeah,
so
that'd be a challenge.
So guys, yeah, do all the good shit for us, please. Thank you.
Yeah, 085 2727 212.
Go on, Graham.
See you after the break.
So, Billy, does your social media look like a teenager's bedroom?
What? Full of Justin Bieber posters?
No, you incompetent fool. Messy and unorganized.
Yeah, it kinda does. But what can I do about it?
Oh, poor simple Billy. Why not put all your social media in one convenient place?
But gee whiz, mister, how can I do that?
With Social QR, of course. It's easy, fast, and free.
But what's Social QR?
Well, Billy, I'm glad you asked. Social QR is a one-stop shop for personal and business social media users to have all your social media in one place. Easy to set up, easy to share, and fully customizable, with your own custom QR code suitable for digital and print media.
Jiminy crickets, so now it'll be as tidy as my web browser?
So don't forget, Billy, that's socialqr.xyz. And Billy, take down the Justin Bieber posters.
Aww.
Every day, Richie has to drive 2 miles to bum tobacco from his friends. With your generous donation of only $19.20 a week, Richie won't have to sponge from his friends. Text Richie to 52103427591268089 so we can finally tell Richie to piss off.
From its rich traditions beginning when the first AM radio transmission was broadcast in the year 1900 to present day, where radio is still the most listened to form of media and the #1 source for people of all ages to enjoy their favorite music and discover new artists. Sure, the technology has changed, but the concept has stood the test of time throughout history. From the end of World War II,
General Eisenhower informs me that the forces of Germany have surrendered to the United Nations. The flags of freedom fly all over Europe.
To the falling of the Berlin Wall.
Our top story. The Iron Curtain between East Germany and West Berlin has come tumbling down.
To the U.S. entering the War on Terror.
None of us will ever forget this day, yet we go forward to defend freedom and all that is good and just in our world. Thank you. Good night, and God bless America.
Generations across the world are united by music as it transcends all language barriers. It brings everyone on planet Earth closer together. We at iStreamRadio.ie understand what radio has done for the world and would like to thank radio for its 100-plus years of service. Radio has been here through thick and thin. Thank you, radio.
Imagination is the beginning of creation. You imagine what you desire. You will what you imagine. And at last, we create what you will. Don't wait for the right opportunity. Let us create it. When the virtual world of the internet, ideas, dreams, and concepts have become a reality, now is the time to bring your idea to the digital world. MilestoneMedia.ie offer a full range of digital services such as web development, hosting, audio, and visual services. Inspiration has a new platform. MilestoneMedia.ie. Experience the difference.
Tired of getting more screwed over than your cousin Jesse's pig? Sick of those uppity cowboys over at the Irish Insurance Federation? Is your vehicle being overpriced because it's undervalued? Does your annual quote leave you feeling sicker than the morning you woke up beside your sister? Well, leg it down to Leggett Insurance. Leggett Insurance is the answer to all your insurance needs. Bored off the road? No problem. Old lady turf you out and you gotta move your collection of lawn art? That's okay. Underage? Well, shit, that ain't your fault. Our unique style of cover provisions includes a real insurance disc to put in your windshield and the understanding that if something goes wrong, you use our groundbreaking policy. Run as fast as you can before anyone gets your wrench. The golden rule is to make sure you pick up any bits of your car left behind so you can't be identified. Your one-off payment of $29.99 annually provides all of the above. And for an additional $40, we provide you with a full windscreen worth in your very own Leggett disc holder. Just call us on 2800 Yeehaw! That's 2800 Yeehaw! Sail through that checkpoint today!
Itchy, smelly scrotum getting you down. Worried about ball sweat on the dance floor? Well, worry no more. New sandalwood and lavender scented Man Ponds has your nutsack covered. Our unique smell inhibiting fibrous wadding ensures your most repugnant odors are kept to yourself. So next time she drops the hand, you can feel confident it's not into a vat of nut soup. And don't forget, you can be the sweetest smelling stud in the nursing home with new Man Ponds Twilight Edition for seniors. Order our economy size 86 pack today on manponds.org. Man Ponds, because you don't need to smell any worse.
The Supernatural Dogshit podcast is controversial and confrontational and may cause offense to some. Listener discretion is advised.
And you're very welcome back to the Supernatural Dogshit podcast live for this Tuesday night. I was going to say Thursday night. It's not fucking Thursday.
It's Tuesday.
It is Tuesday. Nathan, my good man, have you any comments or texts for anybody who is
That is me. I actually have a couple of texts. I have a text here from Paula from Donegal. She says, great topic, and Rebakka sounds lovely on the show. So there you go, Rebakka. Eamon in Mullingar says, hello all. And then this is my favourite one. This is from a guy we met on Chat Roulette. His name is Castus, and he's from Sudan. And he's listening to the show in Sudan.
I remember him.
Do you remember him?
Man United fan.
He's listening to the show right now. And last but not least, Simon in Galway says, I love the show, guys.
We are a worldwide phenomenon.
We're starting to get out there slowly but surely, guys. So yeah. But
I've just been informed we have a contestant, Mr. Davy Dunn. Davy Dunn.
Very good. So before I give back the mic,
can you translate that into English, please?
Davy Dunn.
Davy Dunn. Okay.
And he has his own theme song.
He does.
Oh. Before we continue, good news, everyone.
Oh,
yes.
So, I was in touch with a guy, as you probably know.
Lots of guys, because you're gay.
Super gay. Oh, by the way, why are gay guys so promiscuous? Let's not get into that.
That's another podcast.
This guy I got in touch with on Fiverr. By the way, what an amazing website. Fiverr.com. You can get basically any sort of music, script writing, videography, editing, web design for like $5. Now, in fairness, I didn't pay this guy $5. I paid him like 200 and odd bucks to come up with an original Supernatural Dogshit intro song.
Ooh.
Now, I have to say, we took our inspiration from C2C. These are the guys who scratch records. And I heard a particular song of theirs and I went, that is fucking awesome. I like that. That's exactly our vibe here.
Yeah.
So this guy, he got back to us. He sent me over something and I went, boo.
Oh.
Boo. So there's musicians in the room, so I kind of need everybody's advice on what has to be taken out, what has to be added in. It's not finished yet, but we should have a super cool intro to the show with about a week or two. Richie,
Okay.
you're going into one of them stairs. What was that?
Oh,
he's just sick of your shit. I know that's there.
Okay.
He has that look in his face whenever I'm around as well.
back to Davy Dunn.
Okay.
So there's that song, Give It Up,
Baby, give it up. Yeah.
So we sing, Davy Dunn, Davy Dunn, Davy Dunn, na, yeah. He's a legend.
Well, you're going to think I'm a bit of a weirdo,
Mm.
but I genuinely was going around in the car about a week ago singing a song about you.
Yes.
Yeah. Recharted. Oh. That's all I was singing to myself.
Yeah.
Don't know why.
There was a time when Richie used to work in Dunn's, and a few of us printed out some ads. We
They made fake ads.
Made some fake ads for because we got these real artsy looking photos of Richie in a suit, and we made out he had his own fragrance, and we were putting them up and sticking them all over the the shopping centre he worked at.
And then about 8-9 months later, I was up in the security office chatting to security guards who looked over the notice board, and there was the ad. Pics of the notice board, yeah.
You know, I saw a photograph of you, Richie, during the week on Facebook with hair.
Yeah.
You look like a boy band reject.
Yeah.
You really, really did.
Yeah,
He's been a beautiful boy his whole life.
Well, now hold on a second, Mr. Harris, before you say anything. There is a picture hanging up here in the studio, and it was supposed to be a joke, but that is never leaving here.
Second place in the most appealing boy contest
in Mullingar.
Just look at them mutton chops.
Now, in 1996, he came runner-up, most appealing boy.
Yeah, the other boy sucked better.
But here's the thing, Ed has beautiful eyes for a guy. He's very nice eyes. They're these blue, deep, penetrating eyes, and when we're making love, you know, he looks me straight in the eyes. But what I was going to say is, you're definitely Michael Jackson's type.
Yeah.
In that photograph, you are Michael Jackson's type.
No.
Cross between Macaulay Culkin and
I was
Haley
almost
Joel
Michael
Osment.
Jackson's type.
A cross between who?
Macaulay Culkin and Haley Joel Osment.
You've thought about this.
I have.
If I'd have only known back then what I know now about Michael Jackson, I would have been on the first plane to Neverland.
Oh, yeah.
Too fucking right. Suck Michael Jackson's dick and just get like a free holiday out of it.
Michael, can we film it? Okay.
Oh, here's a bit of an update for everybody. I don't know whether I said this on the show before. Maybe I did, maybe I didn't.
Michael Jackson is still dead.
or is he?
Or is he?
Bring back the or is it button.
Yeah, we need the or is it button so badly. So, what's her name? The girl who went missing?
Madeleine McCann.
Madeleine McCann. So, did everybody see the 60-minute Australia documentary on Madeleine
No.
McCann?
Mm-hmm.
Watch it. Anybody who's listening, don't watch it right now, because if you do and turn it off, firstborn child disappears. What we want you to do is look at it afterwards, because the Germans have said they have this guy bang to rights. They know, and he quoted, "We know 100% it was him who did it." And the reason why they're saying this is because this same guy raped like an 80-year-old woman and videoed it. He also raped another child and several other things that he videoed. They went and they raided a factory, an old abandoned factory that he had bought, and they found CDs and USB keys and all these type of things. And basically what the reporter said was, "Do you have video footage of Madeleine McCann being murdered?" He said, "I can't tell you that," while his head was nodding yes.
Oh.
He said, "We have 100% definitive proof that he killed Madeleine McCann." So I can only surmise, but it's a good guess that they have video of him doing whatever it is he done to Madeleine McCann. And can I say to everybody out there, including myself, a heartfelt apology to the mother and father, because for years I went, "Guilty bastards, they killed their own child, blah, 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 blah." I am so sorry, because if it was this dude, can you imagine finding out your child was murdered by some rapist, paedophile, fucking piece of shit,
Animal like
and
that.
then you getting the blame on it?
Yeah.
That's double the dose of terror.
Stranger things have happened.
Like
Loads of stories that I can't think of off the top of my head.
But I like putting people on the spot. So just before we continue on with the funny bits of the show, we have got a caller for Head to Head with Ed for 20 quid. One thing I wanted to bring up just before we finish up on Rebakka. Finish up on Rebakka?
Whoa. I didn't sign up for that.
Finish up with Rebakka.
And her topic of choice for this evening.
Yes, I misspoke. I'm sorry, people. One of the things that pissed me off through all of this was I listened to an interview of a nurse who is now claiming post-traumatic stress disorder because she had to deal with COVID patients. Now, I'm sorry. If you were a doctor, if you were a nurse, if you were a paramedic, if you were a fireman, if you are a guard, and something happens to you in the line of duty, You fucking signed up for this.
Hey, I'm going to cut your balls off right now.
You signed up for this.
They signed up to do their best to help people.
And put your own life at risk.
No. Nurses don't sign up to put their life at risk.
Yes,
Nurses
they do.
don't.
With infectious diseases, yes, they do.
No, they don't.
Of course they do.
No, nobody signs up.
Are you telling me for 1 second that if you go into a job like the army and you're sent to war, that you don't know you're putting your life at risk?
First of all, the Irish Army is a neutral
We're not talking about the
defence
Irish Army.
force.
I said the army, so let's take that in general.
Right. Nurses do not sign up to put their life at risk. They sign up to alleviate other people's life being at risk.
Yes, they do.
Right. I can completely understand anybody
byproduct
that works in a hospital getting post-traumatic stress disorder from anything. I would have got PTSD seeing a woman crying in a chair having a miscarriage and nobody can even touch her. They can't even put their hand on her to comfort her because they can't be within 2 meters of her. I can completely understand any healthcare practitioner.
Now, this specific lady, she left her job because she couldn't deal with it. Now, first of all, this was in Ireland.
Yeah.
Where the death cases did not skyrocket through the roof.
Right.
And the vast majority of people who died are old people. So, post-traumatic stress my ass, because she sees dead people all the fucking time. People die, 80 people a day in this country die. So they're used to seeing this.
Yeah, but maybe
because they die of COVID.
Right. Maybe the nurse, because this article could be completely fucking misrepresented and taken out of context.
I heard her talk on an interview.
Right. I'm just saying that with these new COVID rules, there's a lot of healthcare practitioners are suffering PTSD because it's not the normal realm of care. They're not getting to do their jobs the way they're supposed to do their jobs.
Is this the first infectious disease that has ever hit this country or any other country in the world?
No. But the protocol and the rules that go with it have changed the game.
Okay, that's fine. The game has changed, but why the hell, in the name of Christ, are they claiming nurses? This is a big thing now, that it's PTSD because they're seeing people who are dying, and that's the key thing. We are seeing people dying, so we're suffering PTSD. You're a fucking nurse.
Yeah.
You see people die all the goddamn time.
Not all the time.
Of course they do, man.
Not all the time.
They work in the industry where people die.
Yes. But their job is to save people, and a nurse's job.
Yes, it is.
Like, take care. Like, look, hear me out. They're not working their normal job anymore. They're stuck with all these bullshit rules, all these bullshit protocols. It's changed their workplace, their work environment, where they spend 12, 16 hours a day working for fuck all for a health system that doesn't work, and they're the bottom line. They're the ones that get all the abuse from top and bottom.
That has changed. No, and I'm calling bullshit. That has changed because I have been. We all know that I've been in hospital
quite frequently,
a lot of times. The attitude from nurses and doctors towards patients is now at the point that years ago it used to be about patient care. Now it's shut up and wait your turn. So what? There's 20 people ahead of you. What can we do about it that there's loads of people in here?
Because they're overworked and underpaid, under-resourced, undermanaged.
Okay, bullshit.
No.
Fucking bullshit. And
No, it's not bullshit.
I'll tell you why. Because some of the most successful hospitals in the world are in Pakistan. Okay? And I know this and I've done my research on this. And I tell you why, because they're privatized hospitals. I'm going to give you a weird example. This is a strange example, but bear with me when I say this. So there's Domino's Pizza here in Mullingar. Love the guys down there. I know them very well. But they're not a busy shop. They could have 5 or 6 staff in there. And when it gets busy, bedlam breaks loose. Orders are late. People are fucking screaming for their deliveries. The place gets real messy really quick. Then you have somewhere like Tala, who does on Christmas Eve 120,000 euros worth of pizza,
right?
And they do it so quick, so fast, and without all of the bedlam that comes with it. The nurses and doctors in these hospitals are underworked, not overworked. They don't know what real pressure is. I have a guy upstairs in the office, Riz, who will tell you that a waiting room in Pakistan can have 200 to 300 people sitting in a waiting room, and that will be dealt with within a couple of hours. We could have here in Mullingar 20 people and they can be waiting 48 hours to be seen because they can't handle the pressure because it's too much work for me. You signed up for that job.
No. First of all, you're talking about levels of care, okay? Pakistan does not have.
Yes, they do.
No.
Yes, they goddamn do. What proof have you got of that?
That it's a shithole country.
That's just an assumption of yours.
That's anecdotal of what
I'm
you're
telling
saying.
you, the HSE's problem is the people that are paid the most and the most numbers of staff to have in one area is clerical officers.
So we should let the staff. So what we should do
is pay and make more nurses.
I agree with you, but no, I agree with you that the top level staffs, and there's plenty of these clipboard
upside
holders
down pyramid
who go around, but these nurses are now using these excuses. We're overworked and underpaid. Now, first of all, in my lifetime, I have probably heard of 10 nurse strikes in this country. They are very well paid.
The last time I went into A&E, I waited 11 hours for a foot x-ray.
There you go.
Right? The time before that, I went to A&E. I had a massive gash in my hand. I was pissing blood. And I had to stand there while somebody was filling out their details. And your one says, "I'll be with you in a minute." And I'm standing there, right? That person wasn't a nurse. That person was a clerical officer.
I understand.
When you go to A&E now, you meet a clerical officer before you meet,
Exactly, yeah.
What's your one called? A
Triage
nurse, right?
Yeah.
That's a problem. That's a mismanagement. Every problem with the HSE is down to mismanagement and not the fucking nurses. You take your foot off the gas when you're fucking talking about nurses and doctors.
Bollocks.
They are your health service.
No, they're not.
They are.
They're doing a fucking terrible job. Doctors differ, patients die, and it's the same with nurses. I have seen nurses talk to patients as if they're bits of shit. I can't name any names, but here's
what do you think the mindset of that person is? I'm overworked and underpaid. I don't care anymore.
You're a fucking snowflake.
Matter.
You're a snowflake. You do
can't
your job
treat
that you're
people
getting
badly.
very well paid for.
You do their job.
There was a specific
You go and
patient.
do it.
If I had that temperament, of course I would do that job, and I would do it a hell of a lot better than these assholes do. And I tell you why. There was a very famous case here in Mullingar. I cannot say the names of it, but there was a guy went in. He was having a heart attack. The girl was, "We'll be with you now. We'll be with you now. We'll be with you now." Took his details down. This man said, "I have pains in my chest. I'm having palpitations. My heart is racing." And he was left sitting in the waiting room. He was in there 3 fucking hours having a heart attack. He went out and he asked him again, and he asked him again, and he asked, to the point where the girl decided to turn around and say he was harassing her. Had the police come to the hospital,
Yeah, I know this case.
removed the man from the hospital, and when they removed him, he dropped dead in his garden. Now, the only reason why that man was annoyed was because he was dying and they wouldn't help him because we're busy. We've 20 people in a hospital the size of Mullingar, 20 people, and we can't get through them within a space of 48 hours. What the fuck is wrong with the nurses?
It's not the nurses.
Or the doctors, both of them, all of them together.
It's the system they're put into.
Bullshit.
No,
man.
Aiden.
That's an excuse.
Right. Well, okay.
But then make an argument for it.
I'll go, I'll do some research and I'll come back to you.
Okay, but at least for what your opinion is now, make an argument for why it takes fucking 48 hours to deal with 28 patients.
Because
Why?
maybe there's one actually qualified doctor in the emergency department.
No, there's
Everybody else is student doctors.
No, there's not. You think there's one medical and one surgical on in an A&E? Bullshit.
You'd be lucky. You'd be lucky if that's what was
bullshit.
I don't know. When I went in that time, I think there was only one doctor on. I only
That's
saw
bullshit,
one doctor.
because there's regulations around that.
Yeah,
There's regulations around the
it
number
was
of
one
patients.
doctor I saw.
There's regulations around the number of patients you can have versus the number of people who are actually in there. So a doctor can only take care of maybe 5 or 6 patients.
Do you know a week in the last pre-COVID, any week pre-COVID where there wasn't more than 5 or 6 people on trolleys in the A&E? Because it's reported every week.
Sorry, say that again.
I've never seen a headline.
Sorry, say that again.
Of 0 patients on trolleys in Mullingar. Never seen them.
It's in Westmeath Examiner every week.
Okay, so we have a hospital now, which is not people waiting on trolleys.
No,
We
they had people on trolleys this week.
We have now got hospitals, plural, all over this country, who I have spoken to nurses, I have spoken to doctors, and they're going, we've never seen it this quiet. Never seen it as quiet. And still the adequate care isn't fucking there.
It's not there.
And I'll tell you why it is. Because, first of all, they're lazy assholes and they don't do their job fast or efficient enough. right? And I can blame the nurses and the doctors, not the administration.
I can't agree with you. I
can't
cannot
just
agree
lay a
with
lot
you.
about all of them. That's a very bold claim that you just
That's
made.
such a bold claim.
If you can't agree with me, then give me an argument.
Right. Last time I went in, I had to wait the 11 hours for the foot x-ray. But as soon as I went in those doors, I cannot fault the level of care I was given. Any time I've gone in there, bar the waiting, but any time I've been through those doors, people have been nothing but nice to me, nothing but apologetic.
I'm not saying that.
Nothing but professional.
Yeah, but I'm not complaining about the level of care you get once you get in there. What I'm complaining about is
the
20
how slow they are to get through the workload.
20 people in a waiting room. Okay, Niall Boylan, who we all know, he blew something out in his ribs when he coughs. You might know what that is.
Clicking rib.
I don't know what. It's super painful. He literally couldn't walk. So he went down to a hospital here in Dublin. He was literally hours upon hours waiting in agony. He decided, fuck that, I'm driving to Belfast because that's where his girlfriend lives. He drove to Belfast, 20 minutes.
Yeah.
He said the waiting room was packed. He said I was in and out of the whole place within about 40 minutes.
That's nothing to do with the nurses and the doctors and all to do with the management of the department.
And as he said, in his opinion, the nurses and the doctors were much more efficient and much better than what he had ever witnessed in this country.
They were much better paid and looked after, and better staffed.
You compare the wages of up the north to here, we get paid more down here.
Yeah, but the cost of living is a lot less there than it is here.
In all the years you've been alive, how many times have you heard of nurses going on strike? How many times?
A few.
Quite a few. So we want more money. We want more money. We want more money.
Yeah.
We want more money.
Every strike will boil down to more money because it's the cheapest way of fixing the problem.
And here's
the
the thing.
management.
And here's the thing. When do we stop offering them that more and more money? I understand they do a fucking great job to help and save people's lives, but when there's people dying in the waiting room because it's so badly mismanaged, because staff are gone so ignorant, it's like a veterinary surgery. It's like, oh, if your dog dies, your dog dies. That's it.
And I just want to jump in with a real quick point. I robbed the mic. I was just Googling the best health care systems in the world. Number 1 is England. There you go, Belfast.
There you go.
Well, I mean, they were able to build a children's hospital over there for, what was it, 360,000?
So what is it they're doing different than what we're doing?
Holding management to account.
Okay, so
There's no accountability in this country past the front line.
Okay.
No.
The reason why I'm so fucking annoyed at this is because of Rebecca's
you've
story.
gone on such a rant.
About Rebecca's story.
But you've said things there now.
No, I'm not. I'll never take them back. I won't.
Yeah, I know you won't take them back, but I'm telling you now.
I've had my
You
experiences.
can't attack the bottom lines.
Yes,
No,
I,
you can't.
Oh, fucking course
You
I can.
can't.
I can. That's my prerogative, and that's my right to attack whoever the fuck I want who has wronged me in my life. I went into that hospital when I was living down below, and you guys knew me when I first met you. I had a blood clot in my lung, and I had collapsed several times. I went into the hospital. I was left sitting in a waiting room with a blood clot in my lung, literally something that's life-threatening, severely life-threatening. I went in, I saw a doctor. He said to me, pull down your pants. I'm like, what? I have a pain in my chest. I'm collapsing. Pull down your pants. And then starts having a grope at my left testicle and says to me, oh, you have an infection in your testicle. No x-ray, no fucking nothing. And then sent me off. The following day, I was rushed into hospital in an ambulance because I had a blood clot in my lung.
All right.
That's a doctor neglecting to do his fucking job.
Yeah.
And on so many occasions, I've gone into the hospital and I've said to them, I have terrible pains down the left-hand side of my body. This is wrong, that's wrong, this is wrong, that's wrong. They look at you, and I have genuinely, I can get a witness for you right now who can turn around and say, a doctor told me it was all in my head. I have Chiari malformation. They refuse to do the investigations because we're too busy.
Last time I was in the A&E with my foot thing, sitting waiting to have the foot examined, and there was a nurse. What's the ones that wear the blue, dark navy blue scrubs?
Oh, they're surgical.
Yeah. She was crying her fucking eyes out going through paperwork. Another nurse came over, took over her workload, and she went outside. I could hear her roaring, crying in the other room. She had nowhere to go. She couldn't leave the nurse's station. She was roaring, crying, came back out, still roaring, crying, right in that. And when I hear you saying, fuck all these nurses, I'm just like, shut your mouth.
No, fuck them.
No.
Fuck them. She signed up for that.
Right. People sign up for things, right? without knowing.
No.
No. Hear me out. Hear me fucking out.
If you don't know, you're an idiot and you shouldn't be in that job.
Right. When you joined the army, did you know what you were getting yourself in for?
Yes. Yes, because I tell you why. Because on the very first day that I joined the army, we were brought out on parade, and a sergeant walked around at us. They do the thing where they shave your head like in the movies and all that. And they said, if we order you to step off a cliff, you must do that. That is your job. Your job here is to literally take a bullet for the rest of this country. And in the health services, in the fire services, and the guards, their job is to put their lives at risk to save others. Yes, that's what they do.
Right. Another case in point. This is why I brought up the army with you. I know a soldier who's a medic, and he was assigned to the Elietna and had to go out into the Mediterranean. The Elietna, with the Irish naval boat, was sent out into the Mediterranean. He's just a soldier who's a medic. He was sent out in that ship to pull migrants off boats. And he lost count of the amount of dead babies he had to handle. And he said, I didn't sign up for this. I didn't sign up for this. But there he is out in the middle of the fucking Mediterranean stuck doing it. He didn't know when he was 17 years old when he joined the army that 20 fucking years later he'd be out in the middle of the fucking Med pulling dead babies out of the water.
No, he didn't. And I totally agree with you.
Right? That nurse
100%.
Who was groomed her whole life to say, do you want to be a teacher? Do you want to be a doctor, a nurse, or a guard?
Bollocks.
No, it happens. People are pushed into careers in this country. People are pushed into careers in this country by their families. No, they are. It's not an assumption.
You're making an assumption.
No. They are.
I've witnessed it.
Bullshit.
I've witnessed it. It happens, right?
Okay, no. Whoa. Before you go on, what you're saying is I witnessed it, which means it's anecdotal because the vast majority.
Then your shit's anecdotal.
No. What I'm saying is the vast majority of people who choose the careers themselves, not because they're pushed into it.
No.
The vast majority of nurses, let's hold a fucking
I
poll.
would put my hand up and say 80% of the teachers in this country were pushed into that job.
By their parents.
By their parents, yeah.
I would not say so.
I'd say 40% of the guards.
Maybe.
40%. I was pushed into the army.
Maybe.
I was pushed into that. I didn't want to do it.
Maybe years ago. Not anymore. Not anymore. People are going to college. People are choosing their own careers. It's an egalitarian society.
Right, what do we do about the ones that are already in these careers because of this pathway?
Quit. If you can't handle the fucking job and you're going to give inadequate care to people who can fucking die because you don't like your job, fuck off.
What about the 4 kids, the mortgage and the car that's on finance? Just give up your whole life and become a bum.
Yes, if you're going to kill people because of your bad choices.
And would you deny them the right to social welfare then?
No, absolutely not. Absolutely fucking not. If you're going into a job where you're going to make bad choices and people can fucking die because of your stupid choices.
I don't think anyone deliberately sets out to fuck people up like that.
If you go into a job that you don't like, then you are deliberately going to fuck somebody over.
No, I'm not.
And if you're dumb enough not to understand that you're going into a job where people's lives depend on you.
I've done jobs I didn't like and I did them well because that was my job.
Does your job depend on saving people's lives?
No.
Exactly.
Not unless I'm called in as a first aider.
I have not mentioned anybody outside of the circle of people who are in charge of saving people's lives. Every one of them that I've mentioned thus far. If you don't enjoy your job, if you're not good at your job, you have a moral duty to fuck off and let somebody else in.
What about the people that fucking hate their job but they're brilliant at it?
Yeah.
They swallow their shit every day, go in and do their job with conviction, do it to the best of their ability,
please.
But they fucking hate it.
There's a paramedic we know, he'd be like that.
Okay, can you get Richie, give me an example, please? Okay, I know who you're talking about, right? That person hates their job, but they're damn good at their job. And what they would do, and I've heard that stories from that person, that they put their life at risk to save others. That makes a really good person in that job.
But they have to swallow their shit every day and go in and do it.
Fine, swallow your shit, because if that shit gets too much for that person, quit the fucking job. Quit it. Because all you're doing, what that person is doing, is they're going to take away from the care that is necessary, because all hospitals are meat factories with massive mortality rates.
But how about this? How about maybe 10 years ago, everybody did quit, right? And now the people that are here now are just the only people they could fucking find.
Yep.
And you're stuck with that because
Well, see,
everybody quit.
Yeah, and I have a big problem with that because the vast majority of I know an awful lot of Pakistani people, as we all know. I have friends in the Pakistani community. I genuinely, this is not a slagging towards Pakistanis, but it's like feeding a stray cat. You feed one and you just know them all. Genuinely, that's the way it is. I have so many Pakistani friends, really close friends, and you are right. In countries like Pakistan, doctors don't want to be doctors. One of my doctors, who was Pakistani, told me his parents forced him into doing it. He hates the job. He couldn't give a shit about people.
But he goes in and does it.
And he goes in and does it very poorly. And I said to him, it is your moral responsibility as a human being to give that job up because you're not given the adequate care that is necessary. Let somebody else in who can do the job better than you.
Right. But there's no people there to take the job.
There are. We're living in a 5.5 million population country. 5.5 million.
5.5 million of him. You know what I mean? You're not looking at the bigger picture. Look at the Garda Síochána. Look at Garda Síochána. The majority of people who join the guards were groomed from a young age to do it.
What's the minimum percentage in any business that you can expect a result from?
Minimum percentage? 40%.
No, 1%. That's the minimum you can expect from any investment or endeavour, which is 1%. What is 1% of 5.5 million?
5,500? No,
or 500,000.
500,000.
500,000. There's 500,000 people in this country who are capable of doing that job. So they should be doing that job. And the old assholes and
just
because
they're capable doesn't mean they want to do it.
My point is, there's 500,000 people who want to do it.
No,
but the government have
you're
embargoes.
assuming there's 500.
No, I'm not assuming. I'm saying the minimum, and that's economics. That's basic economics. There's 500,000 people in this country who could take up these jobs, who would do them much better than the shitty system that we have now. We need to breed out the snowflake mentality where nurses are giving out to patients.
I think we need to tackle the civil servants, man.
The whole problem, you're attacking the bottom line. You'd have to look past the nurses and attack the people who are in charge of them.
They're to blame as well.
Yeah,
right. I'm saying they are 90% of the fucking blame. Maybe if the nurses were looked after and had a good working environment, they wouldn't have to do any of that shit.
And on that bombshell, we will
basically on that bombshell of fuck middle management and fuck the civil servants
and fuck the nurses and doctors.
No.
Here's the thing about civil servants. You can vote out your politicians, but them civil servants are there for decades.
Let me finish my fucking sentence before you jump in. Fuck the nurses.
No. I will not stand by a statement that says fuck the nurses.
We're not going to agree with it. You can shout and have your little rant all you want.
How in the fucking name of Jesus do you know what I'm going to say next?
No, we're just saying no to fuck the nurses.
No, we're allowed to disagree with fuck the nurses. Go on.
You're the very guy who said don't take people out of context. So don't take me out of context and listen to what I have to say.
Go on then.
Fuck the nurses and fuck the doctors who don't do an adequate job for their patients.
Fuck anybody who's not doing their job properly.
Exactly.
Fair enough.
So,
but when you say fuck the nurses, all I hear is you're attacking.
Richie, all you done was done what the left do, which is scream over before I even got my point across.
But you've been going on the point of saying fuck the nurses for the last half an hour.
No. Yeah. Listen back to this podcast.
I will.
Fuck the ones who are not doing their job.
Grand.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, but you didn't specify that until the very end.
No, it didn't, bollocks.
Very end. You only
said
said
it at the beginning.
Sorry?
You said it at the beginning.
Thank you.
He did.
I agree.
He did. He said it at the
Fine.
beginning.
Fuck you all.
I'll agree with fuck anybody who's not doing their job properly.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
And on that bombshell.
Jesus Christ.
I'm going to go home and strangle a puppy now.
It's
not a puppy.
Do we have anybody who is going to go head to head with Ed for 20 quid?
We do. He is on the line. His name is Dave. Would you like to press unmute? Yeah.
Yes. Oh, hi, Dave. Dave, you there?
Oh, why is there a buzz?
What is that buzz?
Why is that buzz? Oh, Ed.
Hello, Davey.
Davey.
How we know?
How?
Davey,
How you getting on?
I genuinely hope for the first time in weeks that you are going to absolutely kick the ass off of my lefty friend Ed here.
All right, yeah.
I have a good feeling about this.
No. So we'll see.
So I'm assuming, do you know the rules, or do you want me to go through them with you?
Oh yeah, if you don't mind going through them with me, yeah.
Okie dokie. So what we're going to do is we're going to play 10 songs. It's the best of 10. So it's beat the intro. So Basically, what we'll do is, if you know the name of the song and the artist of the song, you need to shout your name out as loud as possible. If you get the name of the artist, you get a point. If you get it wrong, if you only get the name of the artist and not the song title, it then gets passed over to Ed and he can steal the point from you. So only shout when you know the name of the artist and the name of the song. Are we clear on the rules?
That's perfect. Yeah, spot on, yeah.
Fantastic, and please kick his ass.
I'll give it a go, I know.
It's going to be interesting, Dave.
And we also have an independent adjudicator here who knows.
We do,
there's
so
no cheating.
making sure there's no cheating tonight.
Right.
So, you ready now? We're going to play the first song.
I'm ready.
Ed.
Oh.
Fuck me, he's quick.
Ed was in there already.
Men at Work, Land Down Under.
Jesus Christ.
I should have got that one now myself.
Fairness, man.
Okie dokie.
Yeah.
Going to play the second one.
Number 2.
Ed.
Dave.
Michael Jackson, Thriller.
Ed got in there again.
Me.
Ed, give people a fucking chance.
No!
Nah, man, if he knows it, he knows it. Like.
I know, but we're sick of the bastard winning.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, third song. Is it playing?
It is.
No, let's just
This is your play.
Ed.
Dave. I had it.
Ed got in again.
ABBA, Dancing Queen.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Stop.
Sake.
Stop fucking winning. All right, next one. Actually, he might not get this one. Ready?
Yo, man. Yo. Open up, man. Yo, what you want, man? My girl
Dave.
just called me.
Yes.
Dave, yes.
Yeah, Shaggy wasn't me.
Let's go.
Dave, you can pull this back. You can pull it back, man.
I think.
Hopefully, yeah.
I think Ed might struggle with the next one too. You ready? Here we go.
Oh, Dave.
Well, go on to Dave.
It's You're Beautiful by that Ponce nobody likes.
Yeah, you're almost there.
It is the Ponce.
You're almost there.
Come on.
Oh, I know he's an army captain and everything.
Yes.
I can't think of his name.
If you were to roll a joint with no tobacco in it, what would you call it?
Oh, it's James Blunt. Yeah. Yeah, well done. Yeah. I like that.
3 to Ed, 2 to Davey. Keep pulling it back.
Pull it back, Dave.
Let's
Pull it
go. Here we go.
You ready?
Ready? No, mute. Ready? Here we go.
Oh, shit.
Well, you done me and you bet I felt it. I tried to beat you, but you're so hot that...
Oh, we're going to have to cut it off.
That's
on
all
that
I'm
one.
giving. Copyright.
I know the song, but I don't know the singer.
Any of you guys get it? Dave, can you get it?
Nah, I know I've heard it a million times, but it's one of them tunes you just try and tune out.
To be fair.
That was Jason Mraz, I'm Yours.
It was. Okay, next
yeah. No, I never would have got it.
next one. Here we go. These are very slow for some reason.
I know.
You picked them.
Ed.
Oh, Ed's in there.
Bruno Mars.
Yes.
Just the Way You Are.
Oh, he got it.
Jesus.
4-2. We're at 4-2.
Yeah, we're at 4-2, Dave, so you really need to pull it back there.
All right.
Here we go.
Here we go.
Oh, Dave.
Yes! Come on to Dave.
Yeah. I think it's Unbreak My Heart by Tony Braxton.
It is indeed.
4-3.
Wonderful.
Well played, sir. Well played.
This is the closest it's ever been.
This is a good competition.
Yeah, here we go. Next one.
Oh, God.
I know it.
Ed's not getting this one.
Right from the start, you were a thief, you stole my heart, and I, your willing victim.
Oh.
I let you see the part.
That's all you're getting.
That's all you're getting, lads.
I think Richie was really enjoying
not
that.
a clue.
That's okay. It's okay. We got another one.
So nobody's getting it? No?
No.
You both give up? Who was that?
Yeah, no, I had not a clue.
Pink.
Pink, wasn't it?
Oh, all right.
Just give me a reason.
Just give me a reason by
Just
Pink.
a little. Yeah, anyway. Next one.
I don't think I've heard that.
Oh, you need to brush up on your pink. Right.
Right, yeah.
Next one. Here we go.
Johnny Cash, Ring of Fire.
Damn it.
And that's
Game
it.
over.
Well, no, it's not over.
I should have got that.
We're at 5-3. So
Okay.
Well, we've had 2 fails.
2
We've
fakes.
had 2 fails.
So that's 10
no,
rounds.
but it's not a like.
It's 10 rounds.
The best of 10, my friend. Best of 10.
God,
Unfortunately.
dang it, Bobby.
No way of pulling this back at
Oh,
this
well.
stage.
But I think Davey did the best we've had so far.
Dave, do you know what? Unfortunately,
Oh, not so bad.
you haven't won head-to-head with Ed, but you are more than welcome next week to try again because you genuinely put up the best fight that anybody has put up with so far.
He may not have won, but he won my heart.
You won all of our hearts.
Very good.
We just got done.
That's class.
Listen, it was a pleasure having you on, Dave. Sorry you've lost.
Do you want to say something, Ed?
That's all right.
Ed has
No,
a
no,
message.
chill.
Davey done. Davey done.
Thanks so much.
Good night, Dave.
Peace out,
All right,
buddy.
cheers, yeah. All the best, mate.
Bye.
Good competition.
Oh, lads, that was close.
So next week it's head to head with Ed for 40 quid.
This week,
It's Thursday.
Next podcast it's head to head with Ed for 40 quid.
there you go. I like this game.
It is. It's such a. He's such a cunt.
He's such a bastard. Have you a message you want to say to him?
Nothing, I'm just going to bask in my own undefeatedness.
Yeah.
You can smell the bullshit coming from the
Oh
can't you?
yeah.
The whiff of shit coming from you, Ed, you bastard.
Like, even I'm surprised he got some of the girly songs that I would not expect Ed to know.
Yes, because Ed, now in fairness, I've been very harsh on you about your taste in music. Very harsh. You do have a wide array of
He does.
variety. You are a bit of an eclectic, but unfortunately, I'm not going to say it too loud because Richie will slap me. Rock sucks. Not rock, metal. Metal sucks.
No, you suck.
I have to.
Do you like metal? Yeah. Oh, metal sucks.
Anybody that's cool likes heavy metal. It's the law.
Okay, watch. I like metal.
You're cool now. just throw us up some horns there.
I still don't
Can you
like
do
it.
that? You like mumble rap, so you can just.
No, but I like
fuck right
everything.
off.
Yeah, but you know, I
you're
like
invalid.
70s, 80s, 90s, and I like opera. I like everything.
Now, hold
I
on
do.
a second. You have no right to be having part of this conversation.
I will just give the mic back to Rebakka.
Do you know why he has no right? Do you know who one of his favourite artists is? Justin fucking Bieber.
Hey man,
Hey,
I've no problem with anybody being a believer if they like metal.
I like just.
Yeah, hold on now. I'm going to ask Rebakka a question. Have you ever heard Justin Bieber sing without auto-tune, with all that good stuff, just on his own? I think he's got an incredible voice.
Amazing voice, amazing talent, amazing musician, amazing songwriter.
And
He was put in a box there.
he's a dick.
My favorite
he's a
thing
yeah.
about Justin Bieber was the roast of Justin Bieber. I thought it was hilarious.
He was good.
He
though.
was so good.
He was good.
He
on
can
that.
take a roasting.
Yeah, he can.
He
Yeah.
took it on the chin,
Yeah.
but he's a piece of shit. He is an absolute piece
So
of
are
shit.
you.
We already.
Yeah, in fairness, most of us
he's
in this
worse.
room are pieces of shit.
If I got his money, do you genuinely think I'd behave the way he'd behave? Yeah, I probably would.
Yeah, definitely would.
You'd be dead in a week.
Just
I probably would.
Just found in a canal somewhere.
a quick side note before we go as well. We actually have someone for head-to-head with Ed next week. They're going to be calling in all the way from Missouri.
Whoa!
You're going down.
Teresa, she wants to play. She
Teresa
said,
from
you know what? I
Missouri.
love the sound of this game. I'm going to go head-to-head with Ed.
Nice.
Do you know what, Teresa? It is me normally who picks the songs, and there's zero cheating that goes on. So what I might do is just slightly fuck with Ed a little bit and put in some like American country songs that you would know better than he would.
Hang on.
You're assuming
Do you forget what I used to do for a living?
Yeah.
country and western roadie.
I was a roadie for a country and western act.
Yeah, but you wouldn't know the original singers.
Yeah, I would.
You don't. We know who.
Do you know what? Do you know what?
He
lay down your
is
gauntlet.
the Ed from Head to Head with Ed.
Oh,
He
yeah.
has proven himself.
I tell you what.
Infallible.
I'll tell you what. I'll tell you what. So Head to Head with Ed on Thursday
Thursday
is now for €100. I am going to foot that bill myself. €100.
This is going to become a huge expense to us in the long run. Isn't
But
it?
no, come here and I tell you, if it's lost on Thursday,
Resets to 60.
fucking resets.
Back to 40, which is.
But here's the thing: if you win it this week, Ed, it's all yours.
No.
No, it's all yours.
Nope.
You can give it to charity. Do what you like with it. It's
Right,
all
do you know what I'm
yours.
going to do?
What?
I'll invest it in the podcast.
Oh, would you not buy Richie a hairpiece?
No, man. No. Give it
No,
to
no,
charity.
I'll invest.
Give it to charity.
I might do.
Yeah, give it to a cause that you like.
Can I also say 100 quid in this podcast won't go very fucking far?
No, not at all.
You could buy
Not-
1/15 of a camera. Or a quarter of a mic.
You could buy the carry strap for the camera.
I actually have a camera bag upstairs.
You do actually. You know what I'm looking for? Flight. What are them? Flight boxes? Is that what they're called?
Oh, flight case.
Flight cases. Fucking expensive.
Why didn't you ask me?
No, I was going to during the week
Oh,
because
okay.
we need to.
Well, I shall chase that up tomorrow.
Ed and Richie had a very good idea. It's wrote on the board over there somewhere. We have a whiteboard with stuff wrote on it. Just move your head there. Vox Pop.
Oh yeah.
So the Vox Pop stuff where we go out in the street and interview people.
Now, preferably, it'd be just me and him go out and do it.
Why?
Because you're too offensive.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to
Hold on. That's the whole idea. That is the
To
whole
be
idea.
fair, also, no one's going to talk to me if I go up and approach them looking like this.
No, because you look.
Bandito motherfucker.
He looks like an Antifa reject.
I would happily don a suit.
Oh yeah.
If you could make a
we can do it in
windsock,
suits.
if you could do a windsock and get the little triangle for a microphone, I will do it in a suit.
Do it. I have news for you. More good news, everyone. More good news.
It's going to have to be on a 2-meter pole, you know
I
that.
ordered windsocks for these microphones that we have in the studio.
You mean pop shields?
With the Supernatural Dogshit logo on them.
Fancy.
Very
God.
fancy. So, Ed,
Yeah.
did you know?
Oh, here we are.
Did you know 81% of the squid's nervous system is, as of yet, totally not understood by science?
Squid.
What? So
Yeah, but they're not as smart as an octopus.
No, but they are telepathic.
So their nervous system.
There's 81% of their nervous system that scientists can't figure out. They have no idea what the hell it does. It's super complex.
Oh, but of course they will eventually one day figure
Hopefully.
this out.
Still prefer them as calamari, though.
Oh, so tasty.
I used to like calamari. I just thought about what kind of clever,
You dirty bastard.
clever animals they
Why
are.
do
and-
people eat anything out of the sea?
I used to be to say I won't eat.
Why not?
Never liked fish.
Oh, prawns, the maggots of the ocean.
Yeah, delish.
Yeah.
Oh,
Little tiny beady
Yeah.
black eyes.
So good.
So bad for you, so full of salt.
But
Here's a
so
question for you.
good.
You know, over in America, they call it. We call it prawns. They call it something else.
Shrimp.
Shrimp.
Is it shrimp that they call
No,
it?
shrimp are small prawns, I think.
But no, there's another
Shrimp
name.
are big prawns.
Are they?
Yeah.
If our American listener is listening right now, what is it you guys call shrimp or prawns? I know there's another name, but it just escapes me at the moment. But in the meantime, Rebecca,
Crawdads.
did you know?
That's crawfish.
You've no idea what we're doing, do you?
No, I have
Okay,
no idea.
so we're
I've never listened this late.
We're putting you on the spot.
Okay.
So at this time of the night, we do a section called Did You Know?
Okay.
And it's where you can pull a random fact out of your ass and just tell us something that you know.
Did you know that you could fit a raccoon in your ass?
We did discuss this.
What are your sources?
Yes, cite your sauce.
Facebook.
Was there an actual raccoon in an ass?
No, it was just a meme, I think. Like, if you could fit a raccoon in your ass, here's all of the other stuff you could also fit in your ass.
Is it like the return of Lemmy Winks?
Lemmy wings.
But yeah, that's about the only fact I can pull out of my ass right now.
Sweet. So, Mr. Lynham, did you cheat this week?
Did you Google?
Look at my laptop. I was Googling what shrimp is called in America. Apparently it's just called prawn.
Is it?
I actually have a fact.
Okay, go on. Good.
Did you know there's a town in Limerick called Hospital and it doesn't actually have a hospital?
Yep.
Nice.
No, I did not know that.
Well, at least someone didn't know.
Yeah, I did not know that.
No.
Did you know that?
Yes.
I drove through it before.
Did you go hospital?
Retarded.
Did you know, keeping with our seafood theme,
Okay.
that at the turn of the last century, 1900, it was deemed cruel and unusual punishment to feed somebody a lobster, especially a prisoner. It was actually more palatable and acceptable to feed them rats. Because they were just considered giant sea bugs. And that you were feeding them to people. And also, back then, the best cut of steak was the round steak, the round cut. And the fillet steak and the beef cheeks were kept for invalids and older people with no teeth. The softest cut of meat was deemed the least palatable, and the heavier, hardest meat was for the man.
But that was to show how wealthy you were, because only the wealthy still had all of their teeth.
Yeah.
Yep. Oh, very nice. Nathan has something.
Crawfish.
Crawfish, is that what...
That's what Teresa said. Shrimp equals prawn, crawdads equals crawfish.
Okay. One of you did say that.
I said
Yeah,
crawdads.
but crawfish are from like lakes and freshwater,
Yeah, they're
and
freshwater,
shrimp
Jobby.
or seawater.
Did you know that fish... It's all very fishy
Yeah,
tonight. Did you know that fish are now starting to use tools?
What?
Yes.
Oh,
Mind blowing.
I did see something about this. It was some fish, and it was trying to break open a clam, and it kept spitting a rock at it.
It picks
really
up a
high
stone
velocity.
and uses a stone and goes whack and whacks it open. That's a sign of intelligence.
It is, right? But when you fillet them and deep fry them in batter,
Tastes amazing.
So good.
but it's the argument, right? Like, where do you draw the line? Like, people talk about intelligence. Are they flying planes? Are they drinking other animals' milk?
Dude, look, you're looking at a totally
I'd say
different...
bonobo aren't far behind
Let's
that.
define intelligence first of all.
Oh, wait.
What?
On that note,
Did you know?
there's, you know these underground kind of trapdoor spiders and that?
Before you say
Oh,
that,
I hate the bastards.
before you say
Right.
that, you have to say, "Did you know?"
Did you know that there is a burrowing spider, and it keeps a certain species of frog?
Oh, as a pet.
Keeps it as a pet.
Yeah.
But the frog then lives in with the spider. Like, the spider is huge in comparison to this tiny frog, right? But the purpose of the frog is, right, so it goes around, it cleans up any little mites that be too small for the spider to deal with.
Yeah.
And it stops them getting to the spider's eggs.
They're the
So it's like a little
cat.
guard dog to have. Yeah, like a cat.
A symbiotic relationship.
A symbiotic
my
relationship.
board, you bastard. I was just about to say
Nathan,
symbiotic.
do you know what symbiosis is?
Like two things live together in harmony.
He knew a big word!
Wow!
We need
He put on pants.
We also need a piece of music for
Yeah.
that. Fuck's sake,
Wow.
no. I genuinely didn't know that. That is really interesting because I love the whole David Attenborough shite. Did you? Any of you watch Blue Planet?
Oh, yeah.
The latest version. I know there's been 2 of them.
Is that the one where he just whinges about how we're ruining the planet?
No,
at the end?
no. That was his last thing.
Yeah.
But the Blue Planet. Wow. Or what was it? Not Animal Planet. Animal Farm. No, not Animal Farm.
Oh, I was thinking for
What's the one where he went around the world looking at just different animals?
Earth.
I was going to say Forbidden
Earth?
Planet, but
Planet
that's
Earth.
the
Planet
comic
Earth.
book shop.
Did you? How in the name of Christ did they do that videography?
Oh, the 3D.
No, not the 3D. There's a monkey in a fucking tree. Now, if there was a monkey in this room, we would find it hard to video the bastard. He'd
Yeah.
be bouncing all over the place. So there's a monkey swinging on vines like Tarzan, going from one to the other. They're behind the monkey, following him. How?
Drone.
No.
They-
It's not a drone because there's too many trees up there.
Some of the best videographers in the world are wildlife videographers, man.
Yep.
Yeah, have you never seen them when they're literally harnessed up and they climb up top of the trees on harnesses and stuff?
Yeah, they're like a
That's-
wire, and there's a motored
Yeah, what's that
kind
called?
of a bogey, and it just wheels along the camera.
Yeah, and they also spend about 8 months trying to get that one shot. So
I wouldn't mind Mr. Lynham. You should be brushing up on all of this because Nathan's...
are you going to tell the listeners?
Yeah, Nathan's taking a videography course.
Hey!
Yeah.
It might actually be my first qualification ever.
First qualification. Well, now you're a qualified prick.
Yeah, I'm good at that.
You definitely get the prick of the year award. Ooh. Oh, there's an idea.
Prick of the year.
We should do awards, an award ceremony at the end of the year.
Yeah, don't be pumpkins. We grow them out of the shit heap.
For some, yes. So for like the shit heap, so dickhead politician of the year.
Shittest nurse of the year.
Shittest north of the year.
Best guest of the year.
Sorry, Pierce Fox has you bet, love. And Gary Cunningham.
I can come back. I can fight again.
You're going to have to pull something literally out of your ass if you want to be the best guest.
Where's
we've ever
that
had.
raccoon?
Live on the Supernatural Dogshit podcast, the birth of Rebakka's baby.
We do also have... Oh, there'd be a first.
No, I can come on in labour.
At least if you have the child here, your partner can be there when you have the baby.
Yeah, well, you see, that's home birth is an option there.
Yeah.
What the hell would a midwife think coming into that situation?
And she could sit there and go, "Did you know I'm in fucking agony?" But so I think that's it, folks. We're gone 3 minutes over time. So as usual, I would like to thank Mr. Nathan Lynham for coming into the studio. Nathan,
You didn't hear much of me tonight. Maybe it's best for everybody.
yeah, no, that's fine. That's fine.
We're okay with that.
Nobody puts baby in a corner. By the way, that was hilarious. Nobody puts baby in a wheelchair. I listened to it the other day.
Man.
Wet myself
yeah.
laughing. I would also like to thank Rebakka for coming in tonight.
Thank you very much.
And I would like to thank Mr. Harris.
Yo.
Richie.
Yo.
You don't really get a thank you. Richie, you'll get a fist bump. Because we argued quite a lot tonight, and I enjoyed it.
Yeah, you love arguing.
Yeah,
You love an argument.
I'm a prick for an argument. So, yeah, listen, thanks for listening tonight. We will be back. What are you doing? What are you doing? I know exactly what you're doing.
Yeah.
So, I'd like to thank everybody for listening tonight, and we will be back with you on Thursday, and somebody else will be going head-to-head with Ed for £100.
Shut your face, Aiden.